Hello, everyone, and welcome back to here at JumboCast. We're here with CSL game here in the Collegiate Star League of Legends tournament. Once again, I'm Andrew Howe, joined here by Audie Pop Freak. Audie, it's been a while. How have you been?
Pretty good, grinding out the new season. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been lots of fun. We're here in season 11, and we are here for NYU Lilac versus Tufts University here in the Northeast Division. It's been a while since I've been here at the CSL. It's good to be back, and it's good to be back into some League of Legends. We're here in the draft, which is currently live up on your screen. And then, Adi, with the new season, there's lots and lots to touch upon.
Yeah, as you guys know, this season Riot has made huge changes in the item shop. The changes hit the live server for the first time a little bit before the break, and we saw a few CSL games with the new items already in the preseason. There have still been a lot of changes and tweaks before Season 11 officially started. Just to go over some of the big things that happened in Season 11 really quickly, items have been put into different categories, with Mythic being the highest, then Legendary, Epic, and Basic. Basic and epic items are just like the components that like go into the mythic and legendary items, which are like the full items from last season. The only difference is now that like with mythic items, you can only build one per game, and they give like further bonuses based on how many other legendary items you have. And the legendary items are just like your normal full items from season 10, except now they're all unique, so you can't like have six infinity edges or whatever like you used to be able to. Um, some of the changes from the preseason. Riot has been working throughout the preseason and the early season to deal with the rampant burst damage and the weak marksman items, which has allowed for more champions like Kaisa to get in the meta, while taking champions like Fizz and other assassins down a peg.
And speaking of that Kaisa, Adi, we got the draft here on your screen. The first pickup will be that Kaisa down in the bottom lane for Glizzy Goblin for NYU Lilac.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. I think Glizzy Guyblack, he usually plays a decent amount of support, but he also has a decent amount of Kaisa games in solo queue so far, and Kaisa is just a really good champion right now. She has been terrorizing solo queue and competitive play equally, and yeah, while I don't think this is like necessarily going to like completely break the game as like ADCs have in the past in like season 6, season 7, but it definitely is going to be a really strong pickup.
See Olaf and Galley being the response on the red side for Tufts. The lineup is the same as you normally know. We got Easy Life, Morn, Argentine Import, Jansu, and Constantine Valdor. The one thing, though, that is interesting is that the solo laners have swapped. Argentine Import will now be playing in the top lane, while Easy Life, traditionally that mid lane main, will get back into his more comfortable role. We'll see if it makes any big difference, because as we know, for the Jumbos, these games are super important. We've got a bunch of games coming up in the next couple of weeks, and they're gonna have to win almost any of all of them to secure their spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, and another big pick I want to mention is the Olaf. Olaf is not only a really, really strong champion again with the new Gore Drinker item, allowing him to have a ton of damage while also having a decent amount of sustain. And we have Morn picking it up. Morn is a player we've seen do very well in the CSL. He has been a very strong jungler and has usually been like with picks like Trundle and Jarvan, but he's been working the season a lot to like expand his champion arsenal. So I'm really excited to see what he's gonna be able to do. And Olaf again, really impressive champion. Really excited to see what he can do with it.
Yep, Morn playing his last couple of weeks, spending his winter break on the Striking Vipers, playing in the Risen Champions League and a bunch of other teams in the Proving Ground circuit. He's been doing really well. Super excited to see him move back over to the Tufts team, though. As we all know, that CSL is way more important than any semi-pro competition. Aphelios is the final lock-in on the red side, going over to Jansu, and we head into the second ban phase.
Yeah, and Jen actually it used to be Aphelios one trick. He has played a ton of that champion, and I've had the pleasure of playing a couple of games with him with his Aphelios, and it's pretty good. Aphelios is one of those champions that like got a bit of a buff with the Runan's change that happened a couple of weeks ago, where instead of having the pickaxe build into it, it went back to just a normal zeal item, 2600 gold, 45% attack speed, and has allowed for him to see a little bit more play in solo queue, but a ton of play in competitive team play. Because after he hits 3 out on Power Spike with the Kraken Slayer, Runaan's, and Infinity Edge, he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Additionally, he has that Chakram white gun that can definitely get people get people out of surprise, because if someone dives into Aphelios when he has that gun, he can dish out a ton of damage really quickly.
Yep, we got Kassadin and Yone being banned away for the Jumbos, and it looks like Constantine is going to be targeted here by NYU Lilac. The Leona ban already coming in, the Nautilus one to follow as well. Taking a look at the team composition for NYU Lilac, we got Mega Oopla in the top lane, Micro Foil in the jungle, Celestial Stable in the mid lane, with Glizzy Goblin and Tasty Mango rounding out that bottom side of the map. Camille has been hovered, and it's potentially going to be locked in by Jansu's in the fourth slot, but it's probably going to be going up towards Argentine import in the top lane and completing that Galio Camille combo that we so often see.
The Galio Camille combo is just really good. The ability to like have Camille lock down in one person with her ultimate, and then have the Galio ult down and give the massive knock up is just very powerful and can allow for some really good team fights. I don't know too much about what champions Argentine import has been playing in the top lane, because I've heard that he's mostly been playing top solo queue on a different account, but I'm assuming he's picking it up here. He's pretty proficient on it, so excited to see how he does as he debuts his top in the first time in CSL.
Yep, that's going to be Renekton being locked in for Megaupla in the top side. That counter to Camille. And Lucian is going to get hovered and locked in. Rounding out this team composition with the Lucian mid, and what I think is actually going to be an Anivia support. And Adi, this is something that we don't normally see, but there's been a new set of items recently that has been spurning around, and I think Anivia is one that could potentially take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm assuming if you're talking about the support role, the Moonstaff combo, Moonstone Renewer is an item that while you're in combat, whenever you deal damage or shield an ally, you give a little bit of a heal to another person. And Staff of Flowing Water says whenever you heal someone, you and that other person both get like 20 to 40 AP and like a decent amount of movement speed. So if you have Moonstone Renewer always ticking, you can like give a lot of movement speed and AP to your team, which has been a really impressive combo in. I think I'm really excited to see how this ball lane synergy works out, because traditionally we've seen like the Leona Nautilus that was banned out, picked on the side of Tufts, and that kind of like engaged 2v2 ball lane, but now we don't really have a lot of those engaged supports with Yuumi and Anivia picked presumably as supports. So very excited to see how this will play out. One more note about the Yuumi: because there is the Olaf, the Yuumi can really like make that Olaf a monster in the mid game. So very excited to see how this play out.
Yeah, I mean, not only Aphelios Yuumi, but Yuumi Olaf is definitely another combo that we've seen run rampant throughout games all over the world here in Season 11. That Gore Drinker Olaf with the Yuumi, with a Moonstone, everything is going to be a really hard Viking to kill there. But the team comp for Tufts is actually really solid. I like it. You got a lot of peel and for these carries, and then you have this Olaf to try and help you through the early game.
Yeah. One more matchup I want to talk about is the Lucian Gallium. Lucian is like a pretty good counter pick, I think, into Gallia, because he has a lot of mobility and gets his damage, and also physical damage, which is a really big thing, as Gallia gets a lot of resistance against magic damage naturally in his kit. So very interested to see how that'll play out. However, I feel like it isn't too much of a problem for Tufts, because they're really just looking for that Camille Galio combo plus the Olaf to, make really good picks and dive into the backline.
Yep, the stand and as the comps have been rounded out, we're gonna be in the game rather shortly. But talking about the CSL for a little bit longer, these are two teams that have really that really need a win here in this series. Tufts, if they want to reach that top 3 seed in the playoffs, are going to have to win out essentially for almost all of their games remaining here in the season. So getting a good victory here against NYU is certainly going to be crucial because there's a lot of teams with really high records that Tufts is going to have to face in the upcoming weeks, and it's definitely going to be a tough challenge for them here.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a little bit of a rough start, but they're still technically in playoff contention. So we'll see how long they can hold on to that.
Yeah, definitely. So we're here with the CSL Collegiate Star League League of Legends JV division between NYU Lilac and Tufts University Blue. And I'm super excited for this match. Once again, we're in a best of 3, which means that very shortly these teams will be at their throats trying to get another victory here in the CSL. But I'm super excited to see how this matchup works out. We got game 1 coming up very soon. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to have all the game action here on Summoner's Rift. NYU versus Tufts. You're not going to want to miss it. My hometown versus my new college town. And yeah, we'll see what happens after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome everyone to Summoner's Rift. We're here for game 1 between NYU Lilac and Tufts University Blue here in the Collegiate Star League. My name is Andrew Howe, joined here by Adi Palparik here from JumboCast. And Adi, I'm so excited to be back here in the CSL.
Yeah, and looks like we're gonna have some action right off the start with a 5-stack from the blue side coming in, but the 5-point, or I guess 3-point plus the UB on Aphelios kind of found them out, so it's not gonna lead to anything yet.
Taking a look at the itemizations real quick, very interesting to see that phase rush coming out from Jansu on the Aphelios. I've actually never seen that before, and I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but he's definitely the better player, so I'm going to give him the credit when it's due.
Yeah, and like I said, this guy used to be an Aphelios one trick and has definitely been playing a ton with him in the off season, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna trust that there is some tech there, some phase rush synergy that he's gonna try to use. So we'll see how it plays out.
Looks like both sides will be starting on their bottom side of the map. Microfoil will be starting at the red, Morn will be starting at the blue. Another combo that would be interesting to talk about though is Microfoil Sejuani with Mega Upla's Renekton. We don't see that much Sejuani anymore, but seeing him match up with that Renekton works super well with the synergy, with the W, gets those fast auto attacks and easy stuns, gets to lock that up. I'm excited to see some ganks in the top side.
Yeah, like you said, this might indicate that they're gonna try to play top side. They're gonna try to play around that top side, you know, getting a lot of ganks on that Renekton, trying to get him strong. Traditionally, we've seen like champions like Elise camp the Renekton and try to get them both really far ahead. But like you said, Sejuani and Renekton have that synergy, so there might be a lot of skirmishes top lane.
Yeah, the synergy definitely there, and with the junglers both pathing towards that top side, I'm expecting to see some action right away. It's probably looking like Argentine Import is actually getting decent amounts of trades in. A nice use of the heal there from Mega Upla to make sure that he sustains well enough. But seeing this role swap is definitely super interesting. We've known that Easy Life kind of is that middle lane main. I mean, yeah, generally. Even though he was playing in that top side for a lot of the time for the Jumbos, it's mostly because Argentine Import has been such an important factor in a lot of the games that Tufts has been winning. So seeing him with this role swap definitely going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see how it works out.
Yeah, another thing to talk about the top dynamic, like Jen said a while back when he came in for an interview, there was definitely like some issues figuring out the like whole top side weak, like bot side strong or whatever, and playing around, you know, Easy Life getting dove in the top lane repeatedly. So we'll see how this role swap will affect the synergies.
Nice little trade from both the top laners. It looks like Morn has kind of made his way towards the top lane as well. He has hit the level 4 as opposed to the level 3 from Microfoil, just considering he took that extra camp there. And it looks like Mega Upla has found out Morn, but here comes Microfoil as well. Morn's going to dash in the Q. It's not going to hit, and he is super low. Here comes Argentine Import, though. Morn is so low, the healing is not enough. First blood going over to NYU. Argentine Import will pick one up. The flash was kind of wasted there on to Microfoil, but Mega Upla picks one up right back. A 2-for-1 to NYU to start this game off.
Yeah, that was a really close fight. It was really that one axe that the Renekton was able to flash out that allowed them to turn that 2v2 and get the double kill. I think if Moore was maybe able to turn off the Renekton a little earlier, they may have been able to get some more damage out of the Sejuani, but I think it was a little unlucky fight for them and really well played from NYU.
Nice trade from Argentine. Fighting an Iron Spike versus versus Sheen disadvantage. Argentine Import still manages to get a pretty solid trade. But yeah, that Q from Morn, the final axe, that could have potentially killed Microfoil a little bit earlier, maybe gotten him a Triumph proc or something. Just kind of missed short by a little bit. He didn't extend it all the way out, and it ended up costing him either his life or definitely a kill. But now there's going to be a gank in the bottom side. Microfoil has made his way from top to bot with the little Bammy Cinder after that final endeavor. He's going to try to hit the W onto Constantine. That crowd control means that he's not going to be able to latch on to John Su. A kill going over to NYU once again. and Microfoil doing a great job on all sides of the map.
Yeah, and I think the MVP in that right there was actually Tasty Mango using the wall to disrupt the Yumi, causing her to get that 5-second delay on the jump, and then they were able to easily pick off that Yumi, who is not very mobile and is used to sitting on top of another champion.
Yep, and due to the crowd control, wasn't really able to reattach on to the Aphelios, preventing heals going over to him, and also from her being targetable. And that was just a kill going over to Constantine Valdor, and so far, NYU is definitely playing this early game pretty well. They're now up 3 kills to 1, they're up 1.3k gold. Double buffs are still on Mega Oopla as the ultimates have been unlocked for the solo laners.
Yeah, and another thing to notice that happened in that fight, towards the end, Jiansu was actually able to use his phase rush to get out of that, so maybe that phase rush tech is coming in handy after all.
Yeah, the Aphelios definitely has a lack of mobility, to say the least, and that is kind of a big weakness of the champion. You can get all these damages off, you can get the 200 years, but you have no mobility, no escapes in any way. So that's kind of the one counter that happens here. So yeah, will be definitely interesting to see how he does. Meanwhile, in the top side, a nice fight here, but can Mega Oopla get one back? Yes, he can. He finishes him off. Not gonna be able to take down Morn though, but in a 1v2, you'll take a 1-for-1 any day. One thing I do want to mention though was that Empowered W blocking the physical damage shield of Argentine Import and basically led to that kill.
Yeah, that was a very interesting interaction. The Renekton W, when it's powered, can break shields, and like you said, it took away a big edge that Camille usually has in the top lane skirmishes, which is that shield that comes up when she auto attacks someone. So very well played from Mega Oopla, but Tufts was still able to get a kill, so they'll probably still take that, but yeah.
Yep, you kind of get what you wanted with that one kill, but obviously losing Argentine Import in that fight was definitely not what you wanted. But now it looks like the top side is once again under attack. Hookshot is going to get dodged away from by the Arctic Assault of Microfoil. More like an Arctic Retreat as you go backwards, but Tasty Mango and the bottom side of NYU is also going aggressive. Gold is still in favor of NYU, but Tufts is doing a nice job at keeping it consistent. The farm leads are pretty minuscule, if any at all.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a farm discrepancy in the mid lane, because like we talked about, Lucian does have a little bit of edge in that matchup, but again, as long as we get that utility and the little bit of tankiness from that Galio, it should be fine.
Yeah, as this Galio hits level 7 now, that's going to be the important part of the game for him. Can Easy Life get these plays off? He's going to have to try and push out this lane though against Celestial Sable. And that's going to be kind of hard into this range versus melee, into the AD versus Galio. And as you can see right now, he's getting totally pushed in, losing a decent amount of turret plates as well. And that's that power of the shield breaking once again. We're seeing it live and in action. And it just gives Mega Oopla so much additional damage against Argentine.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Camille to trade whenever he has that Empowered W up. And there definitely is a bit of a goal discrepancy in the top lane, so we'll see how Argentine Import plays this out.
Yep. And now, as we head into the 9-minute mark, that dragon has spawned. It is that Cloud Drag. So, first dragon has not been taken yet by either team. But now it looks like NYU could potentially be making a play for it. The wave is pushing towards them, but there's now 3 members stacked in that bottom side. Microfoil has made his way into the brush unnoticed. He has that Glacial Prison. He's going to try and use it onto Jiansu. He has the cleanse, but you can't cleanse the damage. Microfoil picks up his second kill of the game, and Constantine is not going to be able to come out of that alive. That is a dead cat, dead Aphelios, and soon to be dead dragon.
Microfoil has been doing such a good job this game of getting a lot of presence around the map, getting 2 ganks on the bot lane, and getting the counter at the top. You really got to see the Kai'Sa burst there as well with the 4th stack, just obliterating Jiansu. I think, honestly, Jiansu should have held his cleanse, because while it was also a late cleanse, the Nivea wall is something you can't cleanse out of, so.
It looks like an engage on the Rift Herald. Morn is going to try and trade this objective for the other one on the other side, and a 3-man play. This is the Camille Galley we're talking about. Sable is locked up and shut down. Easy Life picks up a kill, and now Morn has the Ragnarok on him, but Tasty Mango has joined up from the bottom side. That Storm is doing so much damage, so much zoning. Argentine misses the hook shot, and Easy Life goes down as well. It's a 3-for-1 for NYU. They win on the bottom side and the top side once again.
Yeah, that was a good play from Tufts in the beginning, but the NYU had the roam with the Anivia coming up, and so there's no way they were going to be able to win that. And I think Warren didn't know about the roam because he flashed forward and then was met by 3 members and just instantly died. I think one player we should also talk about this game is Tasty Mango. I talked about earlier with that wall that got interrupted Constantine Baldor's jump, and again that wall in the bottom lane that kept Jiansu from running away. He's been playing really well this game, and his Anivia support is really doing work.
See that Bandle Glass in inventory, which means I think we're gonna see some Moonstone coming in for the Anivia.
Yeah, there's still a chance it could be Imperial Mandate, but Moonstaff has just been such a good combo recently. I'm gonna assume it's Moonstone.
I sure hope so. I'm excited to see how the healing works out. One thing we don't often really talk about as Easy Life goes in for an aggressive trade onto Sable. Might have to hold my point off for a little bit. Morn is here to try and clear out some vision. Wanted that kill, but it's going to get the ward instead. But yeah, the Moonstone, you wouldn't really think it would work super well on a champion like Anivia without any inherent healing. But just being in combat for so often really just helps you get a lot of those heals onto your low health teammates and really provides a lot of utility, as well as a lot of AP.
Yeah, that item was supposed to replace... oh man, it's been so long since last season, I forgot the name of the item, but... yeah, that Chalice item, the one that would give healing on top of shield based on how much damage you're doing in combat, but I feel like it is played out completely differently than that item because it has allowed champions like Anivia to give a lot of healing and utility to the team. Yeah,
similar to that Athene's Unholy Grail that we saw last season, but the one thing is you don't really need to heal anybody to really consume those stacks. You can just kind of get it through this being in combat with people for long enough, and that's the big difference here, and that's why it's been able to be played on so many different champions. Hopefully, like this Anivia, I really hope, like it would really suck if Tasty Mango, after all the talk that we've had, just decides to go Mandate instead. But right now is looking good for Mango and NYU regardless. They're now up about 3,500 gold at the 13-minute mark. That next dragon is going to spawn in 2 minutes. And wow, Easy Life is just getting harassed in this middle lane.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough matchup for the solo lanes right now with Lucian just being Lucian against the Galio and the Renekton 3-1 with the Gore Drinker already. Cool. There is the Divine Sunder just completed to match that, but Lady Steel Caps are definitely going to have a big edge in the top lane.
Those junglers are here in the bot side. We try and go for a play. Jansu just burned his flash thanks to a nice wall there from Tasty Mango. It looks like the junglers are going to try and back off for now. Morn actually has a level lead over Microfoil, but the one difference is 8 kill participation going over to Microfoil, only 2 for Morn. And that's just kind of the difference in playstyle so far from these two junglers. Morn has been opting more for some farming, while Microfoil has definitely been sacrificing a lot of his CS in order to influence his other lanes.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly due to the fact of like the lanes. It's much easier to like come into winning lanes, and
yeah, looks like Morn got caught out a little bit. Easy Life had to bail him out, and no re-engage there for Microfoil. Just all of that just for Morn to clear out a singular pink ward. I wouldn't say that's super worth.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, it's much easier for Sejuani to gank those crowd control damage heavy lanes that are already winning.
Oh man, but here's a fight in the top side. Mechlupa has the dominance, and he's gonna be stuck in the Hextech ultimatum, but it looks like Argentine was stuck in there with him. Gonna be forced to hookshot out of the way. It looks like ultimates are gonna be traded on both sides. Rift Herald will maybe get a proc off, and Mega Oopla might actually get the solo kill onto Argentine import. He does with the final Q. It was so close. If Argentine just barely got off that final Q, might have been a very different story. The Rift Herald gets off the proc, but Mega Oopla gets off the kill.
Yeah, that was a very close play. That was really the play to Steel Caps difference. Like 100 health left before the Q came back, or the Gory Trigger. One of Renekton's AoE healing abilities came off, and unlucky for Argentine import. Very well played from Mega Oopla.
So far, this lane swap, don't want to make any conclusions just yet, but Mega Oopa is definitely having a decent time into that Camille. Obviously, this matchup was the counter matchup. Mega Oopa got that final pick to counter the pick that the Camille pick up for Argentina Import. So you can't give him too much of the blame just yet, but definitely working very well for that Renekton up top.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Tufts tries to come back into this game. They have the ability to scale with like the Aphelios Yumi potentially being a win condition for them, but it's going to be very hard because this game state is definitely favoring NYU.
While that play was happening at the top side, the dragon, second dragon of the game, was secured by NYU. We see Morn going in for a trade in the top side. Argentine as well, gonna land that as Micah Upla has a dominance though. Huge Gore Drinker heals. Can he get one back? No. Shutdown onto Argentine Import. But now Microfoil is here. Not a lot of damage on the Sejuani solo, but here comes Tasty Mango to try and counter this play that Tufts has made on the top side. He's gonna continue to go for it. First turret was destroyed by Celestial Sable in the process, as Easy Life took a bad trade and was forced to back. Mango's still looking for it, but it looks like he's just going to do a really good job at zoning the rest of the Tufts top side away and preventing any sort of re-engage onto Microfoil as he pushes the wave in.
A nice try from the bot lane to try to get a pick with knowing the Nivea was on the top side, but the Kaisa E and Gale Force, it was able to give her enough distance to get out of the reach from Aphelios's, I don't know what that gun is called, the purple one.
Purple one. The slow one. The slowy one.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm not an Aphelios player, so... but, yeah, I mean, I guess Jansu has kind of been this shining light for the Jumbo so far. Him and Morn are sitting pretty high in gold, but it's actually Jansu with the closest gold advantage. He's only down about 100 gold onto Glizzy Goblin on the Kaisa. So right now he's really holding his own. They both have their mythic items completed, and it looks like they're gonna definitely be in a good shape to do some damage here. Morn and Argentine Import are looking for a play though in this bottom side. Sable has moved his way down bot, but he might regret that decision very shortly as Argentine picks it up.
Yeah, it turns out the Lucian is a lot squishier than that Renekton, so much easier for them to make that play in the bot lane. Very well from them, but on the top side there are 4 people looking at Easy Life and that turret with the Rift Herald coming down.
Yeah, great response from NYU. They see all the members bot side, so that means that they are free to go over to the top lane. That Rift Herald, the second one, will get procced and taking down that top lane turret. The second of the game, while Jansu and Constantine will head over to mid to take that down. Might be in a bit of trouble though. Mega Oopla is there to try and counter them. He has the dominance already popped, gonna land the stun. The Prezi attack's already there. Final chapter has been issued and a lot to read for Mega Oopla as he gets slowed up. But there comes Mango. Another fight in the top side though. Glizzy Goblin gets taken down by Easy Life. And here comes the rest of Tufts. The slow's gonna land from the axe. And Microfoil is slowed up way too long. Shut down onto Argentine Import as he evens out his KD, and a nice response from Tufts on all sides of the map. They get away safely on the bot on their bot side, and they get a bunch of kills up top.
Yeah, that's really well played from Tufts. Aphelios was staring down a Renekton in the mid lane, but with the Yumi, with the OP combination of the red and white guns on Aphelios, he said, nah, I'm chilling. You guys go get the pick in the top lane, and that they did. Use the Camille Galio once again to lock up that Kaisa and start to bring that gold gap down a little bit.
Third dragon spawning in 1 minute. It's going to be that Mountain Soul on the map. Extra resistances for anyone who picks up these next few Drakes. And for Tufts, they're really going to have to make a stand here. Don't want to fall down to Soul Point. Definitely want to and try and contest whether it's getting a pick early or potentially fighting for the dragon. Morn is going for that reset. We see Easy Life going over to the top lane, but him and Mega Oopla both have those teleports so they can make their way down to the dragon pit whenever necessary.
Yeah, and we can see NYU is able to get around the pit faster, so Tufts is going to have to walk into them, and it looks like the support and jungler are trying to set up a death rush.
Looks like they've been spotted out. Jansu getting that extra movement speed from Constantine's heal, but as you said before, Adi, a lot of zoning available here for NYU Lilac. They have the inner hand on the dragon pit. Dragon has not spawned just yet, but it looks like the fight is going to begin very shortly. Easy Life making sure he stays out of the range of the Renekton stun in case there's a potential for the fight. The teleport is going to actually first be issued by Mega Oopla, and he gets stopped by Easy Life. This could be a big advantage for the Jumbos, or not. Mega Oopla's going to just turn right back onto Easy Life, and it's now a 4v4. I think the Renekton is going to be more impactful than the Galio, especially considering that there's no Hero's entrance. That teleport's going to get stopped as well. Easy Life is going to get taken down in the solo, but now that it's a 4v4, and the Dragon has still not been taken down. Microfoil getting chunked down a little bit, but nice culling onto Mord. Camille is in. Argentine is here for the fight. A huge ultimate coming in from Jansu, but the damage from NYU is massive. Celestial is going to dash straight into the enemy team and take down the Aphelios. And for a 3-for-0 on both sides of the map for NYU. They're going to get the soul point, and they're going to potentially take down an inhibitor, as Mega Oopla is still up top.
Yeah, it was a nice try from Tufts. It seems like Jansu is actually getting a ton of damage down with the like fully stacked Chakram, but at the end they were able to win because although Argentinian was able to get on the backline, there was no Galio to follow up, and Sejuani was just forced to be reckoned with in the front lane, soaking up all of that Aphelios damage. And unlucky with Easy Life getting his teleport interrupted barely by the Renekton. That really turned the fight. And
a huge bait for Mega Oopla, gonna try and get out safely. It's actually gonna be a good fight for Tufts, so they get a 2-for-1. Argentine falls, but so did the jungler and mid laner for NYU. It looked like Mega Oopla was setting up a huge bait for the rest of his team to kind of jump in, but Tufts still gets the advantage there in that fight.
Yeah, and that's just a difference of having a Galio on your team. It kind of takes you by surprise sometimes. You set up a bait, and the Galio ulti comes in and gets a bit of an advantage for Tufts.
Adi, I have something sad to announce. Imperial Mandate has been picked up by Tasty Mango.
Aww.
Really unfortunate.
It's a very smart pick. There is a ton of crowd control inside of Anivia, so it can add to a lot of damage. One thing to note is Imperial Mandate was nerfed. It used to do the user side damage every time you slowed and there was no cooldown, but now the cooldown happens whenever whenever you actually like apply a slow, so you're gonna need to wait at least 2 seconds before applying a next stack of Mandate.
It's gonna be the Moonstone picked up for Constantine, so not all hope is lost. We're still gonna see that Moonstaff potentially if this game extends any further. But right now, NYU definitely is in the driver's seat. They're up about 5k gold. They have the Dragon spawning in 3 minutes. Baron is always on the table if they want to contest. And yeah, definitely, if you wanted to pick what side you want to be on, I would definitely choose NYU at this stage in the game. Yeah.
I think the biggest problem for Jansu right now is that while he does a lot of damage, he just can't get through that beefy Sejuani. And if he can find his way to like start putting some DPS onto that Kai'Sa, Lucian, or maybe even the Renekton, there might be a win fight for Tufts, but that Sejuani just soaks up so much damage with those 2 items.
Yeah, that's the Frostfire and Warmog. Like he's going for maximum health here on the Sedge. Argentine's gonna find out Microfoil, but he's gonna dash out right away. And this is something that we weren't necessarily expecting. Constantine is now attached to the Camille instead of Morn's Olaf or the Aphelios. We'll see if it works out. They're gonna go for a bit of a play onto Mega Oopla, but lots of members from NYU are here to try and contest as well. And Tufts knows better than to go in under a tower against a Renekton.
Oh, and Mord's in the bush.
He's in the bush. It looks like he's gonna get caught out, but there's a fight on the middle lane. Glizzy Goblin will win the ADC 1v1. Meanwhile, Morn was forced to Ragnarok out of a potential engage there from Tasty Mango. And so it looks like NYU comes out with another win, and Jansu just gets instantly deleted as Glizzy Goblin is now super strong, has the Collector, has the Gale Force, and is working towards that next item, and is now 4-1-3.
Yeah, the assassin ability of Kai'Sa is really strong, and the fact that she has Gale Force, Flash, and ulti meant that there was nothing Jansu could do to get out of that.
Yep, and that is kind of in the story here for the Jumbos. They look like they're kind of staying in the game, but right now NYU is definitely the one who's just taking these little tiny wins all across the map. Whether it be in the top lane with Renekton getting a kill in the 1v2, whether it's just like the teleports being cancelled out onto Easy Life. So far, it's just been pretty much NYU controlling the majority of this early to mid game.
Yeah, and if you just look at the levels, there's a 2-level lead in the top lane for the Renekton, and a 2-level lead as well for the ADC. So definitely ways to go for Tufts to get back into this game. However, we've definitely seen some bits of fights that Tufts have been taking that have looked really promising. So we'll see if they can try to get some more picks to get back into this one.
And they're gonna need it. They're now down about 5K. Definitely not the end of the world, but it's about 1,000 gold spread across every member of NYU. And so that advantage is definitely gonna hold true if the fight ever explodes around one of these major objectives. That next dragon is spawning in 20 seconds, and that is gonna be a big one. Soul potentially on the table for NYU, and they are gonna try and go for it. But it looks like Tufts is actually the one with the upper hand right now. You don't like to see that one though. A double pink ward in that bush, definitely not the most efficient way to spread your vision across the table. The dragon has spawned though, but the crocodile has a teleport, but he's pushing at the top lane. Let's see what happens. It looks like the dragon's going to be started up by Tufts, and Morin has the smite, so he does definitely have the ability to take it down, and he will. But now here comes the fight. Easy Life's going to get Zanya's up. He's going to get locked down, going to be forced to flash over the walls and use the rocket belt to get out safely. But Mega Oopla is here. That's a big Renekton. He's getting zoned off quite nicely though, and a nice job from Tufts. They get the dragon, they get out safely, they kite Mega Oopla out of the way, and it looks like NYU is not super happy that they lost that objective, as there's now pink towards the Baron.
Yeah, and that was very good job from Tufts, you know, able to disengage. A bit of a miss ultimate from Microfoil allowed them to definitely help them to escape, but they're all going to round Baron, and with some of those ultimates down, like the Yuumi ultimate, it might be hard. However, Sejuani also doesn't have the ultimate, and there's no ranked ultimate either, so maybe Tufts has a bit of an advantage as they still have 4 of theirs.
5 mana stack. The Baron hasn't been started yet, but Tufts doesn't know it. Morn gets stunned up, has the Ragnarok, elects not to use it just yet, wants to keep that cooldown for any potential fight that erupts. Morn does have the level advantage over Microfoil, which means that any smite fight will definitely be advantage towards him. The Baron has been started up though from NYU Lilac. Tufts thinks they realize it now, and they're going to try and go for it, but that storm is going to make it so hard for Morn to try and go in for a steal. The Culling is going to try and zone off the rest of Tufts, and here is Microfoil dashing in. Not too much going on so far, but Morin is going to flash in, and here comes the fight. The Galio Camille combo is huge. Microfoil is down instantly, and that is going to be hard for NYU to win. Argentine import is going in, going to blow the egg, but it's going to cost him his life. But now comes Celestial, not going to be able to get that kill on in return there. But Tasty Mango has respawned, has the egg, but not a lot of mana. Morin is going to try and take him down, and it's going to be Jansu that shuts him down. Glizzy Goblin and in the middle of the team with the Renekton, and is this going to be a turn? Glizzy Goblin will go down to easy life. It's only the Galileo and the Yuumi alive for Tufts, and I think Mega Oopla definitely has the potential to take this fight 2 versus 1. A very even fight going on so far, and it doesn't look like Easy Life is going to even try to fight this one. The Empowered W will burn so much of that shield off, and he's just a huge crocodile, healing up so much, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough damage to take down the Galio. A 4 for 3, but nobody is going to be able to get that Baron at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I really did not like that call from NYU. They had 0 ultimates available for them in that fight, and Tufts had a major advantage. While they didn't have a gold lead, they had the Galio Camille combo, which kind of did a lot of damage in the backline. Really good job from Glizzy Goblin and Tasty Mango to try to stall out as long as they can, get enough DPS for Kaisa to try to, you know, get in the backline, get a decent amount of damage off before she died, which allowed that Renekton to kind of push Easy Life and Constantine Valdor back. But in the end, Tufts will take that any day of the week. They got a 4 for 3 when they're behind. They're getting a lot more gold, a lot more scaling to their side. That Yuumi is becoming very strong, as you saw she was able to keep the Galio alive for so long in the face of that Renekton.
Yeah, the Baron is still on the table. The gold lead has shrunk just a little bit, sitting at around 4,500 for the Jumbos. Sorry, in favor of Lilac. But right now, that's not going to be all concerning here. And Jansu has done a good job at picking himself back up after falling to 0 and 3. Has had a couple of nice fights in a row. Constantine and the rest of Tufts are fulfilling their team comp desires. of trying to protect that 80 carry. And now it's the Jumbos who are starting off the Baron. They definitely have the potential to rush this. It's sitting at about half HP, and it looks like Microfoil's on the complete opposite side of the map. Unless some miracle happens, Tufts is going to pick up the big purple worm, taunt it up Renekton. Sterek's shield on him is going to make sure that he doesn't end up falling. But a huge steal there. They just come in, and it's nearly highway robbery as Tufts picks up the Baron buff.
God, look at those chakram stacks. Just so much damage done to the Baron. And so many little white chakram things just bouncing against that Renekton, forcing them back. Really good call from Tufts, but looks like Lilac is setting up in the bottom side jungle from Tufts, and they're gonna want to put up a fight for this drag.
Yeah, and this could potentially be the turn that Tufts needs, having all the additional stats on the Baron buff. That's the one thing that we don't really talk about, is going to be really important for this fight. I mean, the gold is essentially even if you take all of that into account, and that's going to be huge as this dragon is now spawning in 20 seconds. Once again, Tufts is still down 3-1 in the souls, but it's definitely possible for them to potentially sweep it all the way back. The turret's going to be taken down in the middle lane, but the dragon's already spawning in about 10 seconds. NYU is kind of split. They don't know what they want to do. And now it's anymore. Glizzy Goblin is running for his life. Casey Mango is already here. So much damage coming out from Jonsu. He's been left untouched. Hysterics is not going to be enough to save Mago Upla. And this is slow. One more kill, a triple kill for Easy Life. Another kill going over to Jonsu. An ace, make it a clean ace for the Jumbos. As suddenly they're in the gold lead. They could potentially look to end.
Yeah, and I really like that play from Tufts. They saw that there was still a good 30 seconds in the drag, and while NYU was trying to set us way into the back line, get that massive Galio Camille combo, and they were able to end the game just like that.
That was incredible. As soon as the death timers came up, it was only one fight that the Jumbos needed. A great call for them to take the Baron and then take that fight. As NYU was split up, they took one end of the half. They took one half of NYU down, and then they took the other one down. And that is the game. Game one going over to the Jumbos after NYU was up for so long.
Yeah, and you know, we said there was the ability for that comeback using the strong team fight ability, and I think a little bit better macro failures to get that Baron, and using the fact that they have Baron, just run it down mid, push those towers, force NYU to get out of the Dragon Pit, and split them.
Yep. And Tufts coming out with a huge comeback, giving themselves a victory here in game one of this best of three. NYU though definitely had some shining moments. Their early game was definitely superior. Microfoil ended up falling a little bit behind Morn by the end, but had a lot of impact in that early game. We're gonna take a short break, but we'll be back with Champion Select for game two. Let's see if NYU can go for the reverse sweep. Welcome back, everyone. We're here with the draft for Game 2 in the Collegiate Star League Invitational Tournament between Tufts University Blue and NYU Lilac. And Tufts came up with a great comeback here in the Game 1. They're going to try and repeat that for a sweep against NYU in Game 2. I'm Andrew Howard, joined here by Adi Palparik, and the draft is already underway. Similar bands from last game. We got the Elise, Vladimir, and Olaf taken away for NYU. Alistar Shen so far for Tufts.
Yeah, we see the Olaf banned away from Orn. I think that's a very good idea. Olaf was definitely able to rampage through the back line very well towards the end of the fights, and also the Elise taken away. I'm I don't know if this is true or not. I'm pretty sure Morn is like the highest
Or,
ranked
yeah,
Elise main or
like
like best Elise
either
main.
was at one point or like is right now, which is pretty
Yeah,
insane.
so he definitely has a very good Elise under his belt. So good, very smart ban, and Kaisa picked up again. Like while NYU lost, that pick just did so much in the early to mid game, just applying a ton of damage, assassinating Jansu that one time, and very smart pickup because Kaisa is just broken right now.
Yeah, but it looks like NYU and Tufts are just gonna be pretty content with trading the 80 carry matchup back again. And Aphelios is definitely supposed to be that kind of Kai'Sa counter, and so with Jansu locking it in, it's gonna be more locking in the Lily as well.
Yeah, just the ability to like have the high DPS with the white gun when Kaisa dives in just allows for a lot of outplay potentials and that really big carry fights that we kind of saw in the end of game one.
Yep, Lilia also Adi, another champion that could potentially be in using that Moon Staff build. We will see though. Obviously, if Lilia as your only kind of magic damage option, definitely going for the Leandries would be more important. More of a situational build this time. Rek'Sai is going to be locked in for NYU as well as Camille being stolen away here from Argentine import in the top side.
Yeah, and Lilia is one of those champions that Morn has actually been working on a lot during this off season. Playing it, I don't know how much in solo queue, but a lot in the Striking Vipers games, and it's been a very good pick. Not only because of the Moon Staff, but also because of the double burn ability and just decently strong jungle presence.
Yeah, definitely a super strong champion. It also opens the opportunity for someone like Easy Life to play another AD mid laner along the lines of the Lucian. And that's going to be interesting to see if he gets pulled out. Leona's going to be the final pickup here in the first phase of the draft, going over to Constantine in the bottom lane. A little bit of a difference here from the Yuumi.
Yeah, and that's very smart because Constantine has had a really good Leona in the beginning of CSL. Just a lot of crowd control on that champion, a lot of pick potential, a lot of like strong laning in the early parts of the game.
There's a weird little bug here on the screen in the pro draft. That is a Janna ban, as we are confirming right now from our sources. And it'll be followed up by a Galio ban, as they don't want Easy Life picking up that big stone creature in the middle
Yeah.
lane.
And while the Camille has been taken off the table, Galio is still a decently strong pick, just in the ability to like affect the map with his ultimate and really turn those fights on surprise. Like that one fight we saw where they thought that they had caught the Camille in the topside jungle, but in reality, it was just a bait for the Galliard to come down.
Yep, Thresh going to be that final ban from the Jumbos. NYU still has another ban on the table, probably going to be targeting the mid lane once again, as we saw that Galio being taken away. But we will see what happens. Tufts does have that final pick in the R4, and they will get the counter pick in one of their solo lanes. Jack's going to be taken away. It will be interesting to see what Tufts picks up here.
Yeah, Jax, I think, taken away from Argentine import. Don't know how many games have he's been playing of Jax because he's mostly been grinding the top lane on a different account. But the Scion coming out,
Ooh.
very interesting pick. It's a very strong one as tanks have been rampant in this new season.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the tank items did get nerfed though. Sunfire now does not provide you the ability haste, instead gives you that tenacity and slow resist. So definitely a little bit of a disincentivization for Sion to pick that one up. Frostfire has definitely stepped up in popularity with the kind of Sunfire nerfs that have come down and the kind of health stacking that Sion really likes to do. It'll be interesting to see what Constantine does with this pick. It could technically be flex mid, but I'm not expecting that as Fizz gets locked in.
Yeah, Fizz is one of those champions that started off in the preseason way too oppressive with all the burst damage on Night Harvester and Protobelt, and that damage and that burst damage has been tuned down a tiny bit, but Fizz is still a very strong pick and can really oppress whatever mid laner Easy Life picks.
Bar going to be the final lock in for NYU Lilac. Going to be headed over towards Tasty Mango in the bottom lane to match up with Kaisa, for Glizzy Goblin. Final pickup going to be left towards Easy Life in the middle lane. Let's see what he wants to pick to counter this Fizz. Definitely a lot of available counters. Don't know if he really plays any. This would be one though. Renekton being hovered.
Oh,
And locked
Renekton's
in.
locked in. Yeah, I mean, Easy Life has played a ton of top lane, having been that top lane player for the CSL for so long, so definitely has that Renekton experience, and seems like a pretty good matchup
Oh,
into the
we're
Fizz.
we're getting some confirmation here. Last pick is not the Renekton. A bit of a misclick there on the pro draft. It is going to be Orianna instead. And so that will be a little bit different here. It looks like Easy Life will be going for Orianna instead. Champion is probably more familiar with in the middle lane. We didn't see him play a lot of Renekton up top lane when we watched him at CSL. So it would have been a bit of an interesting change in playstyle.
Yeah, and Ori is a much more traditional pick. Applies gives a lot for those team fights in the mid to late game. That ultimate with the ability to completely take over fights, and yeah, just a much more standard mid pick overall. One thing I'll be interested to see is the Bard coming out in the bot lane. Bard is one of my favorite champions. He's just so much fun, with the little meeps and the tunnels and the ultimate that just puts everyone in stasis. Not only does he have a ton of potential for picks, he also can apply a ton of utility and just be Bard.
Yeah, you'll have to see it. We'll see if that happens here. The draft has been finalized. We're going to run through it in the client just to make sure that all the picks have been locked in. That is the Orianna going in over to Easy Life. Going to be matched up against Celestial Sable's Fizz. Don't know about this matchup as well as I would like to, though, Adi. Orianna into Fizz, definitely not something I'm super familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, Fizz has like a decent amount of tankiness and can probably, weather a decent amount of the early Orianna harass storm. But Orianna also is pretty tanky with the extra armor and magic resist that she gets with her protect and also the shield that she gets from the protect. So there is a chance that she'll be able to, stop a lot of the burst damage that Fizz has early game and put a lot of harass on the backside of those trades. So interesting to see how that goes. Overall, I probably like the composition from Tufts a little more. They have a ton of crowd control, a decent amount of frontline, a lot of damage with Jiansu, and seems like a much more traditional comp versus little there's a decent amount of utility and just like lane presence from the side of NYU. And I think if Fizz and Camille are able to find their way onto the back line and maybe get a Kaisa ultimate back there too, they can probably take over a fight. I still think that the team fighting from Tufts seems a lot stronger.
Yeah, definitely will be interesting to see. Definitely another early game focused ish comp here with the Fizz Rek'Sai mid jungle duo for NYU. And it's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of try and work this early game out. Sion is not necessarily is a pretty decent counter into the Camille. But definitely can get pretty snowbally if if the matchup goes too far in favor of another person. So some gangster microphone are definitely going to be crucial here as we go into this game too. Tufts is gonna again. This is against a team that has a lot of wins here in the standings so far, and Tufts is gonna keep having to climb their way up the ladder if they want to try and get into that playoffs here for CSL.
Yeah, but with that win, they're one step closer to that, I guess. Very excited to see, especially after that first game performance. how both teams do. Will NYU be able to solidify that late game and keep their same strong early game, or will Tufts be able to find a lot more picks in the early and try to keep using their macro to keep a hold on the game?
Yeah, definitely so many storylines to look forward to here. It's going to be NYU Lilac versus Tufts University Blue here in the Collegiate Star League Game 2. Tufts, again, is going to try to go for the sweep. NYU is going to try and stay alive. We'll be right back on Summoner's Rift. Hello guys, we're back. Game 2 action here in the Collegiate Star League between Tufts University Blue and NYU Lilac. Tufts is on the red side, NYU on blue. I am Andrew Howe, joined by Adi Palparik, and we're excited to see if NYU can kind of make their way back after taking a tough Game 1 loss.
Yeah, and we see NYU is stacking again, this time going into the bot side, but again, they are found out by Konstantin Valdor and Jiangsu.
One game
Oh,
top,
and
one game
Tufts going
bot.
the
No
top side.
kills either time. Tufts, though. That's true. The top side of the Jumbos are making their way into the top side of the blue jungle. It looks like Mega Oopla has spotted them out, though. It's a 4v3 for now. They're going to get that Warden, try to get those recalls off. But I think that NYU have seen what the Jumbos are doing. They're going to get the back off from Morn. But now Argentine Import has been stunned up on the Scion. He's supposed to be a tank, but he's not tanky just yet. Going to be forced to start the Soul Furnace, actually. Might be a Summoner spell burned if they continue to go aggressive. But nope. End up backing off. Argentine gets under the tower just in time. And not too much loss there.
Yeah, good job from NYU catching Argentine Import out, but pretty standard strategy from the Morin. Get the ward down back, get the sweeper, and having Argentine Import having to leash as well might mean that he's gonna have a bit of a rough early lane.
Yeah, the early lane against Camille as Scion is definitely not super fun either way, especially if you don't have half of your health. So I'm really worried for Argentine Import here. He's gonna hopefully heal up pretty nicely though with the Doran's shield. They've already backed about 3/4, so not the end of the world, so to speak, just yet. Well, excited to see how it goes, because the matchup definitely will turn if Argentine manages to try and get towards some of those items, like the Bramble Vest, like the Balmy Cinder.
Soul Furnace is a bit unlucky to start on, but it has allowed him to, stay a little healthy in those trades.
Yeah, one thing that the W start for Scion does do is it lets him stack that health a little bit earlier. You're gonna get that. You'll see that it's been 5 minions killed before Argentine Import hit level 2. That's 15 health that you wouldn't have gotten if you started Q. So just an interesting interaction there, and we'll see if it makes a difference. If Argentine walks out with 10 HP, it's because he started W.
Yeah, and other than that, lanes seem to be going, as you expect. Oriana is getting a little bit of the push early, just with the ability to push that ball around, get a decent amount of damage down, and getting that first recall.
Going aggressive here in the bot lane. This Aphelios and Leona here for the Tufts bot lane. Definitely a little bit more aggressive than the last one. If Aphelios can get those right guns, could definitely be some really scary all-in potential in the 2v2. Microfoil is making his way over to the Scuttle Crab. Morn's not going to try and contest this. Instead, going to go for his blue buff and Grump. Going to get that full clear underway. But it's going to be a Crab pick up for Microfoil. He's roaming up to the top side. Here might be in a bit of trouble. Going to pick up the Grump for that full clear for that level 4. And it looks like Microfoil just did the bot side and then went over to the Crab. And now we're going to make his way over to the top side, and with this level advantage, Morn could potentially look to try and contest this Crab.
Yeah, the Crab did go to the side of the Rek'Sai, however, Morn has the 24 farm and seems to be able to trade in the mid lane.
Looks like Sable's going to be able to get out just fine. Nice little swirl C, get some cheeky damage onto the Fizz on the backside of that engage, but it is going to be Argentine Import running down to that Crab to help Morn take down the objective. He's going to have the smite if possible. Oh, but Celestial Stable queued in, but it's going to get picked up by Morn regardless. Microfoil has dashed in, though, going to land the knockup onto Argentine Import, but not much else. He's still pretty tanky, but he has no mana. Morn is going to potentially go in here. He's going to flash for the damage with the blooming blows. The burn is ticking, and boom! First blood going over to Morn, and the blue buff might now be under attack. It looks like Mega Oopla is here, gonna try and contest this with his fellow soul laner here for NYU, but it doesn't look like all too much is gonna happen after that. The blue buff is gonna be secured, and a huge jungle advantage picked up for Morn.
Yeah, that was really well played from Tufts. Morn abusing the fact that Lily has infinite movement speed whenever she hits someone with a Q, and chasing back onto that Rek'Sai. Honestly, I think that was a bit of a misplay there from NYU. Celestial Stable has a lot of mobility. You can easily get out after queuing onto that Scuttle Crab, but The Rek'Sai tunneled in a level down with a numbers disadvantage into 3 people from Tufts, and very good job from Tufts capitalizing on that.
Yep, and that is definitely going to be more with that huge advantage. That's kind of one of the consequences of Microfoil going for that full bottom side start before working up top side. He did end up getting that crab, but a huge punish from Morn means that he's super far ahead now. And it's now going on to Mega Oopla. Huge damage coming out from Morn already. And he has a lot of farm, has a lot of gold. And Adi, this is the big moment. He has 1800 gold in inventory, but it looks like Tasty Mango is going to have to distract me just a little bit. The stun is not going to hit onto Easy Life, but the Ignite has been burning on to the Orianna. And it looks like Easy Life's not going to be able to get out. I mean, is going to be able to get out safely. Leeching Leer picked up for more means potentially a Riftmaker.
Yeah, it's sad. We're not going to be able to get the Moon Staff this game, but it's okay. There might be hope with Bards still having it to base and get some items.
And the memes from the Moonstaff is just so great. You just want to see it in every game that you were watching here. A second Ignite has been issued onto Easy Life with the flash. He's ticking. The shield is gonna save him. He's actually not going to fall. And they burn 2 Ignites on the Orianna. No kill. That is disaster striking for NYU.
Yeah, I think it seems like they're having a little bit of desperation play. Just sending 3 people into the mid lane to try to make a play. The flash Ignite, just good attempt, but like not enough damage. And best case scenario, they're sending 3 people to, like, you know, secure a kill, throwing all those summoners away when Orianna has the TP. And I don't know, Tufts is just getting incremental advantages around the board because of that.
Yep. Tufts was looking outside in the first game, but now that NYU has kind of made some mistakes in the early game, Tufts has the early game advantage, and we saw what they could do when they were down in gold. Now that they have this lead, definitely going to be an easier one to try and close out for the sweep.
Yeah, and like I kind of said, I feel like team fight wise and composition wise, it's a little bit Tufts' favor. Just like so much ability with all of that crowd control from the Scion, the Lilia, the Orianna, and the Leona, that if they're ahead, they might be able to easily secure this one.
Yep, the first dragon has not been taken just yet. Morn is on the top side though, so my guess is going to be a while before that objective gets started up by either team. We do see Microfoil in that bottom side, but he's definitely still behind about 15 CS and about a level. But Morn is going to try and go in onto Mega Oopla, lands the Blooming Blows, no Lilting Lullabies used there to try and lock him up. Definitely a lot of good synergy here. That Decimating Smash from Argentine Import onto the fully charged one, onto any target with the Sleep On is going to be huge. Here's the engage. Solar Flare already issued onto Glizzy Goblin, but a nice cleanse to get out safely. And now it's NYU maybe going on a bit of a defensive, but that might have been a bit of a mistake. The stun over across the walls there from the Magical Journey, and Mango is going to get taken down by Jansu, but Celestial and Microfoil are here on the bottom lane as well. The Aphelios might be in a bit of trouble. He has no flash. He has a lot of damage though. He has the flamethrowers, not enough. The exhaust won't help him against 4 members of NYU as they end up taking him down.
Yeah, it was a good try, but at the end, I think that all that stalling the Aphelios was able to do is going to come out in the favor of Tufts, as they're going to get that push back in mid lane, and Fizz is going to lose out on a bit of farm. Also, really good flash from Constantine Valador, dodging out on that Fishar, which could have been really bad for the side of Tufts.
Tough walk in there from Mega Oopla, ended up getting taken with that fully charged Q. There's that Tempered Fate, gonna be dodged away from, but you're running straight into the Fizz because of it. Easy Life is gonna get taken down. Shockwave not even gonna be able to be fully used. Dragon picked up for NYU. A nice chain of events there. They're still down the gold, but they're getting as many advantages as they can.
Yeah, it's really good for NYU, playing to their way back into this game, which is just getting tons of picks with that Bard and the Fizz, and you know, really like the repeat gank. They had that 3-man Fiesta earlier in the mid lane, which didn't get much but the Orianna's flash, and the fact that it slowed down meant that the Bard could come back up and force the kill.
Yep, big gold leads right now for the Jumbos as we hit the 10-minute mark. A lot of that actually surprisingly is on Argentine import, despite him having 0 kill participation. Has a 20 CS lead, has 2 plates, and has about 600 gold on Mega Oopla. He's gonna pick up that Aegis as well. Gonna be super strong as he works his way over to that Sunfire. Hex Slash in from Constantine Valdor. Gonna potentially zone off the rest of NYU. Zenith Blade has not been used. That Solar Flare is back off of cooldown, but no Moonlight Vigil available for Jansu just yet. Means that they're just gonna try and let this wave slow push out, maybe go for a back, get some extra items before the next fight.
And this ball lane seems to be in a pretty decent spot. The pickaxe up on the Aphelios and the wave pushing in means they're gonna be very strong in these 2v2 skirmishes. We have those 2 guns that Aphelios has just destroyed NYU on the last game, sneaking that Baron, getting a ton of DPS on just like the red-white guns. They're so broken on Aphelios.
Yeah, that's the huge damage combo coming out from the Aphelios. And there's a decent amount of peel for Jansu in this one as well. He has the exhaust this time, which means that he's gonna have a good chance at kind of taking down a lot of these assassin champions that want to kind of go in on him. If one of them goes in, has the exhaust, we're gonna see 2 of them go in on him right now though. That's gonna be the Solar Flare issued onto Micro Foil. But Morn is here as well. Chum the Waters will chunk down Morn to pretty low HP, but Constantine is gonna be the sacrificial Sun Knight being taken down by Tasty Mango.
Yeah, nice 4-man rotation from NYU. Good job from Tufts getting out as much as they could, but good play from NYU, getting the pick and using numbers advantage to get that team fight win.
Yeah, and they end up getting another kill over to NYU. And that is kind of a lot. That's kind of what they need at this stage in the game. Getting these picks, as you said before, Adi, there's a lot of diving champions on their team. You have the Bard to set them up, and then you have Kaisa, Killer Instinct, Fizz, Playful Trickster, Rek'Sai coming in with the Void Rush, Hextech Ultimatum for Mega Oopla. So many tools to try and get onto these immobile damage dealers of Tufts, and we see it in action right here. Microfoil is going to take down the sad Orianna, has no chance of escape there.
Yeah, and it seems like NYU has just been so much more proactive in this part of the games, but right as I say that, 3-man's in the top lane.
A little bit of a caster curse for NYU potentially. There's the Hextech Ultimatum to try and dodge the Lilting Lullaby, but you're not going to get away from that huge Scion. Another kill going over onto Mega Oopla, but the rest of NYU is here. The Rift Herald is going to get spawned in the top side, going to be able to pick up that first tower for the Jumbos. And that is going to be the signal for NYU to try and back away. And a nice play on the back end of that fight for Tufts.
Yeah, I don't really like the fact that NYU is trying to make those picks with the Rek'Sai and the Bard, but while they're doing that, it's coming at a bit of a cost as Tufts is just getting really strong, getting the Rift Herald, putting down top lane, and Tufts is still up a decent amount of gold. So while they're down in kills, they have the extra turret and about a 2k gold lead.
Yep, Tufts definitely still in the lead here, and after they got that first tower, really helped them extend that a little bit. That's going to be Argentine import picking up another item. That's going to be the Sunfire Mythic picked up for the Scion. He has a pickaxe as well, which is signaling a Titanic Hydra is soon to follow. He's now up really about 1.2k gold on this Camille. And even though the Camille has a lot of opportunities in the early game to kind of shut him down, once Scion gets these items, it's going to be really hard for Mega Oopla to do anything here in this lane.
And I like the fact that Argentine import is just coming down into this bottom side. Like, he has a teleport, so he could push top, but the lane's already so far up, and just helping secure that vision means it'd be very easy for them to get that drag.
Yep, that Infernal Drag, as you said, Adi, has been spawned and started up by Tufts. They want to even out the dragon count at 1v1, but NYU definitely doesn't want to give this up. They're going to try and go for it. 5 members hovered around this bot side. A Tempered Fate is going to buy the time, potentially, to take it down. Nope, might still secured it from Morn. A huge knockup onto Argentine import, but he's still super tanky. Gonna be flashing away for now. Constantine gonna get out of the way, but there's so much dive potential for NYU as they take down the Leona. There's even more dive. It's double kill opens up here for Glizzy Goblin. A nice sleep though available for Morn. The turnaround is here. Jansu picks up another kill. Morn is diving in onto Mega Oopla along with Argentine Import as he picks up his 4th kill of the game. Glizzy Goblin is running, but there's so much movement speed on the Lily of the Swirl. He doesn't hit, but do you even need it? Watch out, Eep. There comes the Deer. Double kill over to Morn, and a huge team fight win going over to Tufts. They pick up 1 dragon, their first of the game, and they're going to even up the count and pick up 4,000 gold in their favor.
Yeah, and this Lilia is just massive with the Rift Maker already tearing through the side of NYU. Really good job of Tufts, just tiding through all of those pick abilities, the Fizz R, the Bard R, the Rek'Sai knockup, just kiting back, Jansu getting a decent amount of damage down, and then eventually the Scion plus the Lilia just heating up that fight.
Yep, and Tufts is definitely, after that fight, even more in the lead here, sitting at about 4,000 gold now after that dragon fight. It was about 2k. It kind of expanded a little bit, and the story here has been more. In the last game, he was not really as active on the map compared to Microfoil Sejuani, but now he's getting right into it, maintaining that level lead that he had, but now is also being a huge factor all across the map as he has 5 kills, a big bounty, working towards that demonic embrace.
Yeah, a lot of that goalie is just sitting in the top of jungle with about 2k for the side of Argentine Import and 2.5k in the side of Morn.
Morn definitely has a lot of that gold lead. Microfoil hasn't really been able to get on his feet super hard. Has a lot of the dive potential available, but he's really squishy. He has only a Prowler's Claw in his inventory, and so it's going to be hard for him to try and stay alive, especially if these members of Tufts can try and stay together, prevent any sort of counter of engage for NYU, as their strength definitely comes in that counter engage. They want to be the ones kind of responding to these fights that are issued. They want NYU to try and go in, and they're definitely working out for them so far. Glizzy Goblin's going to try and go aggressive onto Easy Life, and there's the killer instinct. There's the Gale Force. There's the damage. A kill going over to the 80 carry, who has put up a 2nd game of Kaisa in a row with huge success, 4-1.
Yeah, and while Tufts is ahead, that Kaisa is really strong with about 7,000 gold under her belt, and the Gale Force plus the Q upgrade thanks to the serrated nerf means a lot of damage.
Rift Herald's gonna cancel with Tempered Fate, but here's more, and he might actually get caught out. Illy gets shut down. It's gonna go over to the Bard. 1-for-1 though, as Fizz will fall, as well as Microfoil though. Argentine Import and Mega Oopla are trying to duke it out. The turret eventually does go down, and Mega Oopla is going to fall alongside his tower as Jansu gets another kill, matching the Glizzy Goblin score at 4-1.
Yeah, and I like the attempt, you know, trying to get that Fizzar on the Lilia, try to burst her down, but with the Giant spells plus the Rift Maker, she was tanky enough to get a Q down, get an ulti down, and while she did fell and give that shutdown, she really helped get that Tufts teamfight win, and Tufts is just looking so strong going into this mid to late game.
Yeah, they have definitely played this early game much better than they did in that game 1, as Tufts is now currently very ahead of NYU. They won the first game while being behind, and so this one could potentially be a little bit easier for them to try and go for the sweep. A huge win in this series if they can manage to finish it off, as they're going to stay alive in the standings if they end up taking this win.
Yeah, I think compared to last game, I really like that NYU is going for those picks and trying to play as aggressive as they did last time, but just those early game skirmishes where they kind of threw into the Morn and just allowed Morn to be a menace in this game, taking over and applying so much pressure for Tufts and really solidifying that gold lead.
Mega Oopla now knows that he's out of position, as Constantine will join his Scion up top. Tasty Mango is looking for a bit of a cheeky play on Jansu. Gonna miss the Tempered Fate, but gonna send him right back in. Microfoil's gonna hit the Q, but no engage there with the ultimate. Knows he's really, really squishy and would not probably survive any sort of engage that he kind of tries to go out onto Jansu. That dragon is spawning, and he knows that his life is more important than the kill. And it looks like he's gonna potentially go in. There's the dive, but it's all on the Leona though. and it looks like she's gonna get away virtually unscathed. Here comes that unstoppable onslaught from Argentine Import, and he's gonna pick up the first kill onto Tasty Mango. Jansu is now going crazy here on this Aphelios, and Morn is running straight into the enemy team, has the damage, has the slows, has the movement speed. He's gonna get flash away from Glizzy Goblin, and it's gonna be 2 kills going over to NYU, potentially more on the table though. Easy Life still has Shockwave available if she wants to use it, but it's gonna be the Dragon started up by the Jumbos, and without the jungler alive, it's going to be a very quick and easy objective to take it down. Second Dragon of the game goes to Tufts.
Yeah, and I think that fight was just because they put so much trying to kill that Leona, and then the Sion ulti and Lilac ulti just kind of, you know, so much utility, so much CC, and easy follow-up damage from Jansu and the Lilia, and very easily able to secure that win, the extra 2 kills, and then the Dragon afterwards.
Goldie now at about 6,500 for the Jumbos. Definitely in a really great situation. They're going to try and go on to Argentine Import. There's 4 members of the Lilac here, but he's a really tanky Sion. Will they be able to take him down? He's getting about kind of low, about half HP, but he's going to back right in front of him and show that he's not to be messed with just for the BM. Easy Life comes in with a teleport, but he's in the wrong spot. Mega Oopla is going to hit the ultimatum and take him down. And it looks like Argentine is just BMing here with the recalls, and now he's going to potentially look to go in. There's a tempered fake and to buy the time onto Constantine, but there's the Lilting Lullaby onto Mord. Microphone, you're running the wrong way. He's going to dash in, snoozing into the rest of the Jumbo team and give a kill right over to Mord, his 7th of the game.
Yeah, and a bit of a misplay from Easy Life, taking a ton of damage on that teleport, and then getting picked off as soon as he arrives back on the other side of the teleport. But the Sion plus the Lilia were just able to, you know, get another pick on the backside of that. So I guess it's still fine.
Yeah, Morn and Argentine Import are just so strong on this top side of the map. Jansu as well, sitting here on this Aphelios. They're just so much is going right here for the Jumbos so far. And they're just up so much gold now. But it looks like they might actually get a catch onto the Aphelios. This is the dive we were talking about. The Shockwave will not be able to save the life of AD carry Jansu. He goes down to the shutdown on to the Jumbos. That's going to be Fizz picking it up.
Yeah, but there's still a 5k gold lead with about 5 or 6 of that K, you know, sitting in the top jungle. So while they were able to get that pick, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get much off of it.
Yep, Kaisa is still really strong though. Glitchy Goblin is sitting at around even with Jansu in terms of gold right now. Has those 2 items in his belt. Is going to pick up the triple dagger to try and get that E upgrade. That stealth definitely going to be important considering the kind of engage that the Jumbos have with the Lilting Lullaby and the Topple Onslaught.
Yeah, there is a chance that this Kaisa will be able to do something in those fights, but with the Titanic Hydra finished for Argentine Import, he's definitely going to be very strong presence in the front line for Tufts.
Easy Life has been slowed up. Microfoil is going to use the Prowler's Claw to get on the other side of the Orianna. Hasn't had the best game so far, but he's going to fall here. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, Argentine Import is fighting alongside his fellow top laner. Baron has been started up, though, by NYU. This is a similar play that we saw in the game 1, but going forward the opposite side. Let's see if Tusk can fight this 4v5. That's going to be the stun landing Solar Flare onto Microfoil. The Moonlight Vigil will not hit, but here comes Constantine on the flank. This is going to be big. Tempered Fate already issued onto Morn. Double stun. Nice job. Going over to NYU. Celestial Sable's running in onto the AD carry. It looks like Jansu is out damaging the assassin. Kaisa ends up taking down Argentine Import on the backside of the fight, but it looks like they're going to get a lot more than what they asked for. A double kill going over to Glizzy Goblin, though, as Jansu ends up falling. Morn, can you save this fight for Tufts? This is now 4v3 here in this fight, but Easy Life's not even close to the fight. Shutdown going on to Morn. This is a repeat, but in the opposite sense for this game 1. A double kill, the second double kill of the game. Can it be an unofficial penta for Glizzy Goblin? Let's see if they can get the kill onto Easy Life. He's gonna try and walk around for now. And here comes Glizzy Goblin. He's coming in on the Kaisa. Unofficial pentakill has been stolen from Glizzy Goblin as Microfoil picks up the final kill for NYU Lilac.
Yeah, but I think Glizzy Goblin's completely fine with how this went out. 4 kills given to him and a Baron, and really good play using their crowd control abilities to lock down the Orianna, lock down the Lilia. While they had the sign in the bottom lane, the Kaiser just so much damage.
I feel like I'm having reverse deja vu. We had Tufts with we had last game NYU with a big gold lead, and they ended up throwing it at Baron, and we might have just seen Tufts do exactly that in the opposite sense. They're now only up at 1,500 gold as this next dragon is about to spawn. NYU is going to try and look to even this dragon count out, but it's actually going to be the Jumbos just running straight down and rushing it. Sables here though onto Constantine. He might have been caught out. Has the flash still available? The Jumbo Waters is going to buy some time. He's going to flash into the blast cone to save his life. And a nice heist there from Tufts. They pick up their 3rd dragon of the game now at full point. But the Baron is still on NYU, and they have a lot of time to work with this and try and take down some objectives.
Yeah, and that was really good play around the Baron pit. They started that Baron up, but contrary to last game, they actually had their ultimate abilities. They had the ability to keep that Kaisa alive, and while Argentina Import is tanky, not tanky enough, I guess, and don't think he will be, as there's a serrated dirk in his inventory. So
I like this. I think he's gonna go for the Sanguine Blade. This is something that the Baust FFS does a lot on the EU West server.
Yeah, so split push is gonna be really strong, but
yeah,
it means this Kaisa is really gonna be a force to reckon with, because there is not much of a presence that can like soak up in the backline. But Argentine Import testing out this split push build right here, seeing if he can you know, stop this push from Mega Oopla, win the 1v1.
2 big charged Qs in a row. Mega Oopla has a lot of healing, has a lot of damage with the Baron buff. Will it be enough though? The Scream does not land onto the Camille. Might have been a signal for Argentine to potentially go in. And it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. And he's gonna push this wave out. Gonna be hard to do though, with all of the minions being buffed up with the Baron. The rest of NYU has kind of made their way towards the bot side as well. Morn and Jansu are here to follow them up. Phase rush again on the Jansu has been really valuable, honestly. I kind of like this kind of tech that he's brought out here. Felia is kind of the champion without a lot of escapes, so you give him the phase rush, the movement speed, super important, and it's kind of been helping him out so far.
And I really like the tech that Kaisa's chosen to go for, which is the Phantom Dancer, because that really makes the single target damage high, and so while the spread damage won't be so much with the Runans, she'll be able to melt that sign a lot easier with that attack speed bonus after 5 auto attacks.
Now NYU is not doing as much with their Baron power play as they probably would have hoped for. They haven't really even taken down a single tower so far since they've taken down that objective. It's just kind of been Mega Oopla matching Argentine Import in the side lane. And the rest of the team kind of just hanging around here. So trades going on back and forth. No Sanguine available just yet for Argentine. He doesn't have that item available for himself. So a little bit of that split pushing power has not really been unlocked for him just yet.
Yeah, I think part of the reason they're not been able to do so much is just because, again, Argentine Import's holding so well on the bot lane, and also there's so much wave clear on the side of Jiansu.
Yeah, the Runon's attached to his flamethrower ability with getting that turret in there. Just having a lot of abilities that really clear a lot of waves. Finally, the turret goes down, but not before the Baron buff expires. So actually, technically, the Baron power play didn't even include that. But gold lead has still begun to shrink. It's only It's only about 1,000 now in favor of the Jumbos.
It's definitely gonna be a little harder for Tufts to clinch this win, but they're definitely preparing for this next dragon fight. As you look at the inventory of Jiansu, not only is that Guardian Angel complete, but there's also a stopwatch to come with it. And if you listen to Double's co-stream, he really likes to talk about how that stopwatch around those important fights can make or break it. But At the same time, he's down 3 levels to the Kaisa, so
Yeah.
very interesting to see how this next fight's going to play out as the Dragon is coming up in about 50 seconds.
Yeah, Glizzy Goblin has really taken over in this AD carry matchup. Has gotten a lot of farm for himself. That Baron buff really helped him push these lanes out and help him get a lot of this XP advantage. Chum the Water is going to land onto Morn. This could be disastrous for the Jumbos. The Ignite's ticking, but he is going to get instantly deleted as Glizzy Goblin picks up his first kill of the game. Solar Flare is going to land on to Glizzy Goblin in return, but it looks like Microfoil is in the wrong side of the fight. Johnson's going to pick it up. It's a 1-for-1 so far. There comes the ultimatum from Mega Oopla. The rest of the team is here. The Guardian Angel has been popped already, but it's going to be a huge shockwave coming in from Easy Life, but it's not nearly enough damage. Grizzly Goblin is going crazy on this Kaisa as they get 4 kills for 2. The Dragon is up. They're going to save the soul once again for another 6 minutes.
Yeah, with Morn getting picked, there was no way any of them were going to be able to get close to that Kaisa, and with the 4 items already completed, they're easily able to put a ton of DPS in that fight and, you know, secure a good win for NYU as they were not able to even up the goal, but also secure that Dragon.
Yeah, and Tufts really didn't have a great opportunity there to position correctly into that fight. Morn kind of got caught out to start it off. Didn't even get the Lilting Lullaby off before he was immediately taken down. And so that was kind of the signal for NYU to go in. They pick up 4 kills. The goalie is now in their favor as they have finally taken a lead in this game.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason that fight went the way is because there was the Guardian Angel picked up for Gen 2, which made him like survive a little longer, but he just wasn't able to do that much damage, and Microfoil was able to sit in the backline for so long. And while I do think it was overall a good pickup, just the damage discrepancy between the 2 ADCs because of how far ahead Glizzy Goblin is meant that unless they are able to like directly get onto that Kaisa, the damage is definitely gonna favor the NYU.
Jansu finally hitting that level 14, now out leveling Easy Life by 1. Definitely still a pretty threatening Aphelios. Definitely not as strong as Glizzy Goblin has gotten after receiving a lot of those kills in this middle game. Now sitting at 12-1, almost at full build. That BS Sword will upgrade into something very, very shortly, as we'll see what it goes into soon. It's going to be Mega Oopla going in on the Argentine import, though. Bit of a wet noodle fight, though. I feel like it's going to be really hard for either of these sides to really get any sort of meaningful damage on each other in split. Baron has respawned, though, and that means that it's definitely going to be a topic of conversation for both of these teams as they're all posturing around this objective.
Yeah, and just look at all of those wards in the Baron pit. I mean, a lot of those are ghost wards, but
oh no, stun on Tamorn. He fails the flash. The Zanya's at 1 HP will only lengthen the amount of agony he has to endure. He gets taken down. That's the signal for NYU to go over and take down their second Baron of the game.
Yeah, and I think I said I favored the team composition for the side of Tufts, but that was because I felt like they had the potential to win those 5-5 defense. But if someone's just getting hit by a Bard, Q, and Fizzar, there is not much hope for them, especially in this game state. And with the Baron on their side, NYU might look to try to get a ton of pressure out and get close to closing this game.
Now the gold lead is now 2,500 in favor of the Lilac. And now this is the point in the game where it's certainly Tufts now on the outside looking in. This is not as big of as quick of a turnaround as we saw in game 1 going over to Tufts, but definitely a more slower and methodical one, but equally as impressive.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the optimization from Kaisa here. I'm assuming this BS Sword is either going to use a Bloodthirster or a Guardian Angel, a slightly defensive option, but I feel like the way that Tufts gets back into this game is with the crowd control, getting the chain CC from Constantine Valdor into a sleep or vice versa. And while Glizzy Goblin has that cleanse, I would have really liked to see the QSS because with those 4 items, she does more than enough damage. And the only way they really lose this game right now is if they get that pick off into the backline during a fight, where Morn is able to get the sleepy, sleep, not trouble bubble, the whatever
Lilting
lullaby.
Lullaby.
Yeah, and blow up that Kaisa.
Baron power play, once again, not as impactful as we might have wanted to see from NYU. Only that one turret at the top has been taken down so far. And so it's just kind of NYU walking around, farming up. Glizzy Goblin is now at level 18 to match up with Argentine Import for highest in the game. And so all the resources are going into him right now. He's nearing that full build, has about 1,500 in his inventory, so the BF will be upgraded at some point in the near future. But really not a lot of team cohesion so far from NYU, as they're just kind of getting the Baron and then not doing too much with it.
Yeah, but I think that's a respectable call, because if you look at the timers, 18 seconds to let Dragon spawns, and while they're not able to like get a ton of pressure on the towers, look at the bottom side of the map. There's so many bloom wards there, and they're setting up very well. But Tufts is walking into it as there's 2 seconds left to the Dragon.
Sable might have caught Morin out once again. He's gonna stay alive a little bit longer than before. Double knock up here from Argentine Import, but Glizzy Goblin has picked up 2 already. This is not looking good for the Jumbos. Argentine Import might have an extra life, but that doesn't mean he's not going to fall. Jansu goes down as well. So does Easy Life. A clean ace for NYU. They're just gonna march straight down mid and even this series out at 1-1.
Yeah, and again, just 3 back-to-back picks onto Morn. Really good job from the Fizz and the Bard, just finding Morn out, you know, the person who can dive onto that backline with the sleep and, you know, put a threat to that ADC. And once he's out, Argentine Import is having to, you know, soak up all that damage, but with the 13 of one Kaisa, that's a ton of damage to soak up, and NYU evens this game out.
Yep, right as we saw before, just before the death timers expired for Tufts, NYU marches straight down mid, takes down the Nexus, evens the series at 1-1. We've got a game 3 on our hands. This could go any way. Both teams have had early games thrown, and both teams have had massive comebacks. We'll see which team takes the cake here in this game 3. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with Champion Select for the final game here at CSL.
Oh, that was such a throw. I mean, it's kind of Easy Life just getting picked over and over again, but that Baron fight, they just like ignored the Kaisa. Yeah.
Pretty sloppy games in a row, I guess. Oh, is this me?
I think so, yeah. We got a little bit of feedback from somewhere.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Is it better now? Okay, I just replugged it. How's that?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, man, it's weird. Is this any better? Okay, cool. Not a casting mic. This is just like a mic that I have at home, but my family also uses it, so I can't like bring it to school or anything. Yeah, I actually brought it home. It's like sitting right next to me, but I just decided to use this instead. Yeah, it sucks. You don't think it's possible even? Oh man, that'd be cool though. Hopefully we can make that happen at the end.
The viewership's been pretty good today. It's been going up to like 15 in the middle of the games.
Yeah, we were back down to single digits towards the end. Looks like he's looking for followers right now.
Is he streaming the game?
Is he streaming the game?
No, I don't think so.
Is he streaming the game?
No, I don't think so.
Is he streaming the game?
No, I don't think so.
Is he streaming the game?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he's at 100 followers. He's actually pretty big. Guy.
Oh.
Well, not like super big, I guess, but like not bad. Welcome back, everyone. We're here for the final decisive game here between Tufts University Blue and NYU Indigo here in the Collegiate Star League. I'm Andrew Howe, joined here by Adi Palparik. Got an exciting final matchup here in this game 3. One difference, though, that we have seen here, Tufts has taken the blue side, and NYU will be on red for game 3.
Yeah, and Tufts decides to go with the Kaisa first pick, which is pretty good because Kaisa is absolutely broken, and we kind of saw a taste of that in the last game with Kaisa running over towards the end. With the ban seems pretty standard, at least an Olaf taken away from Morin, Vladimir taken away either from Easy Life or Argentine Import, as they both play a bit of it. Skarner banned away from with Tufts, very smart because the jungler for NYU is a Skarner one trick, but it's a good respect shown there.
Yep, it's going to be Misfortune and Zach finishing off the first rotation here for NYU. Different play styles that we've seen here. It's actually going to be Tufts picking up the Kaisa first with that first pick. They're going to get the Galio as well. And Zach is an interesting pickup here. Don't really see that too often here in competitive play. But it's certainly a decent champion, and will be interesting to see how it is piloted here by NYU.
Yeah, and I like the Galio pickup here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Camille as well. Leona is being covered instead, but I think the Galio is pretty good because, especially with the Kaisa, because we saw Galio played game one into pretty strong counter matchup, and he kind of came out of that fine. Was the big, strong utility, or not so much utility, but just, crowd control tank that he needed to be, did a decent amount of damage, and really helped secure that win. And with the Kaisa, Kaisa's ability to like dive on the backline as well, Galio is definitely very strong.
So that's going to be locked in here to finish off the first rotation of the draft here for NYU. Lilac here. Second ban phase underway. First one is a bit of a blank. We will get some confirmation on what that is shortly. It is going to instead be a Camille ban going over onto Argentine import. Definitely don't want that Camille Galio wreaking havoc once again here on the Summoner's Rift.
Yeah. With the bans, Camille again, very good band. The Lucian banned away as well, very smart because that was picked as a counter matchup into the Galio before.
It looks like a little love towards Morn with that Hecarim ban. 3 junglers taken off the table here for the Tufts jungler. And he's going to have to dig a little bit deeper into his champion pool, but there's still a lot of champions that are available. Lilia is still up as well, as we saw in the last game. So yeah, I'm super excited to see how the rest of this draft turns out. The final ban will be that Yone going over against Celestial Stable.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that NYU is banning all these champions from Morin because Morin was such a big presence in both games. But like I said, Morin has been practicing a plethora of different champions, having a ton of experience going with striking Vipers as well. So while it definitely limits his pool, I think he'll definitely still have a strong showing with whatever he picks.
Yep. And it looks like NYU is going to lock in a Talon pickup. Wow. Very aggressive here for Sable. Going heavily into that mindset of 80 into Galio. And that is, I haven't really seen a Talon in a while. Going to be exciting to see that being picked up. You always like to see these assassins. Definitely one that can really shove out the lane against Galio, prevent a lot of that roaming potential here, and doing a little bit of that on his own. Onar is going to be hovered and locked in here for Argentine import up top.
Yeah, and I don't really know how much I like the Talon into the Galio because while it is AD, so Galio doesn't get extra value off of the natural magic resistance in his kit. The fact that he can just like press W to get the aftershock and soak up a ton of damage with the extra armor he gets makes it so uh, I don't like it too much. And oh, is that an Echo hover? Oh boy.
Oh
I
man.
am an ADC player, but I'm also kind of Echo main, sort of. And so I love seeing that champion played, and it is in fact the Echo picked up from Morn. I'm assuming that's Echo in the jungle, as Galio and Gnar have already been picked up for the solo lanes.
Yeah, I can Morn picking up that echo, something that he has kind of messed around with a little bit here in the offseason as a part of striking Vipers in Risen. Renekton's going to be that requisite counter matchup into Nard to round out the draft for NYU, who has set up a really interesting team composition.
Yeah, I really like the composition from both teams. NYU picking a lot of crowd control and a lot of team fight ability for this like misfortune, and Tufts just picking a decent amount of crowd control as well with the like team fight pick potential with the Galio and the Echo.
Yep, as we look at the final comp here for this series, definitely going to be pretty important. Obviously, as we said before, huge playoff implications in this match and for the remaining matches here for the Jumbos. They're playing against a lot of great teams. They're going to be playing against teams like Columbia, Boston University, and the like in these upcoming weeks. Super excited to see them match up against these higher tiered opponents, but this is the first obstacle they're going to have to get by in this game 3 versus NYU.
Yeah. I'm just gonna talk a little more about the Echo pick because again, love that champion. So much fun to watch. Very interesting this patch because Echo has been on the receiving end of ton of indirect nerfs because of the Proto Belt, or I guess it's Rocket Belt now. Rocket Belt started off being super strong in the beginning of the preseason, but has been had a lot of base damage taken away and a lot of move speed taken away from it as well, and it has been nerfed to 30% at 1.5 seconds on the buff from the active, I believe, if my memory serves me, which means that it's going to be harder for Echo to stick on. However, there are other options for Echo to go. he can also go for the Night Harvester. However, I believe because of the magic pen that you get from Proto Belt, it's typically better to go that. But if he needs to be have a little more CDR and doesn't value the magic pen as much, the Night Harvester can definitely be a pick you can go into.
Lots of different itemization possibilities here for Morn's Echo. A very interesting kind of decision to go for this. Obviously provides a lot of magic damage to try and match the Gnar and Kaisa. Try and even that out a little bit, especially against a Zac, a champion that really likes to build a lot of resistances, kind of forcing him to itemize a little bit more across the table.
Yeah. Um, in about the compositions, I think I probably favor NYU's a little more. It seems a little more traditional. You just have Tank, Zac, Support, Thresh, Renekton Bruiser, Assassin Talon, and Misfortune to apply that ADC damage. But they also are all physical damage, which means that it'll be easier to itemize for them with armor. So we'll see how this plays out because while I do favor NYU's comp a tiny bit more, Tufts did pick a really strong draft as well, and it can definitely go either way.
Yep, game 3. This is the one for all the marbles. You can throw the last 2 games out of the window and call this one a best of 1 if that makes you feel better about this game. It's going to be Tufts University Blue on the red side, NYU Lilac on red. Going to be super exciting. Once again, whoever takes this series. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on Summoner's Rift for our final game here at CSL. Welcome back, everyone. We got our final game here at CSL. Game 3 here between Tufts University Blue and NYU Lilac. I'm Andrew Howe, joined here by Adi Pal Parikh, and we are finally here at the apex of competition. Game 3 is underway.
Yeah, and we see the 5-stack roam again from NYU coming in through yet another entry point this game, as looks like they're gonna run into Constantine Baldor with
Oh,
the
yeah.
5-point, and he stays and gets hit by the hook.
Yeah, not what you want to see there. Finally, 3 times the charm. The invade finally works out for NYU as they get first blood onto Constantine Baldor.
Oh, and it seems like Constantine Baldor didn't see the invade until it was too late. Typically with that positioning from the Leona, you just like walk straight down tower as soon as you see anyone coming, but he must have not noticed, and just got hooked and chain CC'd into the first blood.
Longsword already picked up here for Glizzy Goblin in the bottom side. Definitely going to provide a lot of extra lane pressure here after getting that early kill. Going to have some extra AD, some extra damage. Going to be super important. It's going to be blue bluff starts for both of these teams. They're going to be trading on opposite sides of the map here, it seems.
Yeah, and I'm assuming I haven't played too much Echo jungle recently, but I'm assuming because Echo has the ability to clear really well with the Q, especially the red side stuff, that it's going to go for a full clear, but we shall see.
Early trades going on back and forth. I'm interested to see how this talent into Galio lane works out. Obviously, Galio just doesn't like being in a lane with an AD opponent, as it kind of negates a large part of his kit there with W passive. But level 2 already hit for Tasty Mango and the rest of the NYU bottom lane. The hook is a field goal, lands right between the two. That's a signal for Tufts to go back in. No stun available for Constantine, as it doesn't look like any member of NYU was able to get locked down there in that engage.
Yeah, and that was almost such a good trade for Jian-Su. They still walk out with a bit of health bar leads, but if you got that 5th auto proc, it would have definitely been very good for the side of Tufts bot lane.
Yeah, and it looks like NYU is continuing to play aggressive. They know that they have this item advantage, this econ lead, which means that they basically have free reign to do whatever they want in this lane. They're going to flay Constantine Baldor back, and it's going to prevent any sort of re-engage here. The hook's going to land from long range. Doesn't look like Tasty Mango is going to follow up on it, though. Has the Ignite still available? They're going to land the flay onto Jian-Su, and this is Glizzy Goblin, the power of that early kill, but Constantine blows up Tasty Mango. The plasma from Jian-Su did so much. Glizzy Goblin's going to flash in, but he's going to get baited by the heal. He ends up getting a kill onto Constantine, but Morn is here as well. Glizzy Goblin tries to get the final hit on to Jian-Su, but Morn is here. The Echo takes down the MF. A little bit of an overextension from NYU yields 2 kills to the Tufts Jumbos.
Yeah, and really good job from the Tufts bot lane, recognizing they had gotten those 3 autos onto the Thresh, and Kaisa has that execute passive, and good turn, getting the extra crowd control down. The W 4 stacks onto the Thresh, and very good pickup from them, and good job from Morn to clean up the kill on Glizzy Goblin.
Yep, definitely a great job from them. Glizzy Goblin, a little bit of an extension, still got that second kill for himself, though. He's still going to be pretty strong on the MF, even though both members of their bot lane died. Jian-Su didn't end up falling, ended up getting 2 longswords. He'll be probably working towards either to get Gale Force, like we saw in the last 2 games on the other side of the coin. Microfoil, potentially looking for a bit of engage here, but Argentine import as well has hit the Mega Gnar. Just a lot of farming back and forth so far.
And like you're talking about, Glizzy Goblin does have both of those kills versus Jian-Su just has 2 assists, but because of the item discrepancy in the bot lane, the pickaxe sword versus just 2 swords, Echo is actually able to come back with a full Hextech alternator, which is going to make him really strong.
Yeah, getting that extra little burst of damage there on any one of your spells in any combo that you go in, especially since you're in the jungle. which means that it'll probably almost always be up anytime you try to go in for a gank. Just getting the extra damage along with the additional AP, definitely going to be super important. The flash in from Mega Upa is going to be a solo kill onto Argentina Import. And that's the power. You get Gnar out of the Mega form, back into that exhausted state. You can just dive straight into him and take the kill.
Yeah, and with the I'm talking about the extra burst damage, what Echo really tries to do is try to get that like early item completion to get that extra burst damage to kind of carry a little bit of the lower base damage in the kit, because Echo's actually one of the more scaling assassins in the game. So that extra kill lead is going to really help out and potentially make for a bit of a snowball in this jungle.
Warren is looking towards that bottom side once again. Nice job by the NYU bottom lane to try and ward out some of the river there, preventing any sort of engage. Potentially Hex Flash is going to get issued. No Nimbus Cloak available, but it doesn't matter. The Zenith Blade is going to hit onto Tasty Mango. Morn is here. Parallel Convergence will not hit. Tasty Mango fails to get any sort of re-engage, but here comes Mega Upla and Argentine Import. The top laners are both here. The Dominus has been popped. Not enough damage though. Mega Upla barely gets out with his life, but now with the top laner at 0 HP, gonna be forced to take a recall. Might be looking towards that first dragon of the game. Sable is here though. He has that Shadow Assault available. Argentine Import's gonna hit Mega, gonna hit the stun, gonna get the damage, gonna get the kill. Eventually, there it goes. Morn picks it up. Celestial Sable ends up falling there on the Talon. Can't assassinate everyone on the team. First dragon is gonna get picked up for Tufts as they even the kills out at 3-3 with the gold lead.
Yeah, that's a really good play from Tufts. You know, matching the teleport, good Mega Gnar ulti into the wall, and follow up from the Echo. And you know, I'm gonna keep talking about this Echo because again, love that champion.
Yeah.
2-0 with the Darksteel and Hextech Alternator already in the inventory, and looks like he has a chance to snowball. And while he's getting counter jungle on the top lane right now, Echo's still looking very strong.
And this is not a champion we would have typically seen from Morn maybe at the early point of the season. Definitely been one he's been working towards, kind of been working his way up to try and get that proficiency on the champion, and it's working out really well for him right now. As you said before, Adi 2-0 has that bounty up about 300 gold on his opposing jungler. And yeah, certainly providing a lot of pressure all over the map. We see the Elastic Slingshot going to be landing in onto Easy Life though, and it looks like Microfoil is going to say, let's bounce. He picks up the kill onto Galio, and that's going to be another kill going over into the middle lane.
Yeah, and because Zach was able to counter jungle, there is very little chance of the counter gank, as there's the level discrepancy and Mornzel has to deal with the wolves.
And Argentine Import also trading in there. But that's going to be Microfoil also providing a good amount of help here. And it looks like the NYU has infiltrated the bot side jungle of the Jumbos. Jansu is going to try and run away, but Celestial Sable has come in as well. Microfoil is going to be forced to flash out as Easy Life teleports in to join the fight. Mega Upla is going to try and land that stun onto Argentine Import, but a nice job from the Gnar to kite out the Renekton. The Dominus has been popped, but the third auto will finish him off. Argentine Import somehow gets a solo kill in the top side of the map, on top of all that happened on bot. Really great job from the Jumbos there and from Argentine Import to get that solo kill. And even Easy Life is having a pretty good time in this middle lane, getting a nice chunk of damage onto Sable. Has that Ninja Tabbies already, plated steel caps already picked up, and yeah, putting in the work here on this Galio. Not super far behind. Another engage potentially here though. Morn is in with the parallel convergence. Is gonna lock up Tasty Mango. Gonna try to flash out. The Guardian Shield is a lot. There comes the bullet time. Gonna take down Jansu. Constantine Valdor is here already, but the Chrono break back will pick up 2 kills for Morn. Incredible display of proficiency on the champion. Knew exactly where his shadow was and blinked right back in time to pick up the double kill.
Yeah, and good job from Glizzy Goblin kiting back and getting that really good bullet time. You know, John Tzu was going a little too deep, getting like not really 1v2, 1v let's say 1.5 against that Misfortune Thresh, and good job on Morn cleaning it up at the end with the beautiful ulti hitting 2 people.
And that's again the Echo Audi 4-0 has the 4. Look at the boots. It's 4 plated steel caps in the enemy team. They know that the Zac is no source of AP damage, and that is just a beautiful sight to see. So much armor. They know that that's the win condition here for NYU, getting all these physical damage threats in their team compositions. So stacking this armor is super important. But Morn sitting there at 4-0 has contributed so much in this early game.
Yeah, and with the Darksteel at 35 AP, that's almost a full blasting wand. For a 350 gold item, this Echo is very strong.
Definitely so. Argentine Import has caught out Tasty Mango in the top lane. 3 members of NYU are headed onto that top side. And now it looks like Microfoil is going to try and get a kill onto Easy Life once again. But here comes Morn. They don't know it, but the Time Lord is here. They're going to land the taunt onto Microfoil. They're going to pop the passive very shortly or not. Nice use of the less bouncy clock and the Aftershock to try and get a lot of durability for this Zac to get him out safely. And a good counter engaged from Tufts. Morn had a good job, good stun placement, good damage to prevent Easy Life from going down once again.
Yeah, nice job saving the mid lane there, and a little unlucky on the Zac. Zac's just so tanky that while they had a lot of damage, just wasn't quite enough to pop the passive.
Oh, Argentine Import is potentially looking to go in. The rage is building. The Gnar is ticking. He flashes away to prevent any sort of kill threat going over for Mega Oopla. Argentine Import playing this lane very well, going even in CS and nearly picking up kills multiple times. Easy Life going aggressive onto Sable once again. That second dragon has spawned. It's going to be that Infernal Dragon going over to one of these teams as both sides are posturing bot side.
Yeah, and like you said, he's been doing a ton of work in this top lane, and with that wave position, it seems like he's going to be able to deny a lot of farm for that Renekton.
Yep, the dragon
as House sets up a drag.
Yep, both sides are heading around here, as said before. Still, gold is dead even here at the 12-minute mark. Looks like Tufts is going to be the one to start this objective up first. Remember, they have the drag advantage at 1-0 already. Getting that 2-0 lead would be crucial for this jumbo squad. Argentine Import's going to try and build the rage, has a teleport available if necessary. And here comes the fight. Zenith Blade is not going to hit onto Constantine Valdor, but Microfoil is going to lock up a lot of the Tufts. A big bullet time is going to take down Constantine for the first kill of the game, but Argentine is here. He's at full rage. Can he hit a Gnar? But it doesn't look like he has the ability available. Sacrificial Cat is going to be able to get out safely, potentially for now. Microfoil is low HP though. Smite is just coming up for him, but Morn is going to come in and steal the dragon. He can't Chrono Break out safely, but he gets the dragon, a 2-0 dragon lead for the Jumbos as Morn picks it up.
Yeah, really good job from Morn. You lose a little bit of those Darksteel stacks, but the dragon stacking is definitely something the Tufts is going to appreciate. I think that was a little bit where what I was talking about is coming out. The traditional comp, you know, set up a lot of crowd control with that Zac and the Thresh and the Misfortune ulti to just like finish it all up. But we'll see. Maybe if Argentine Import is able to, you know, get onto that backline a little faster, threaten it with the ulti, the fight could go differently.
Third place has just fallen, but the gold lead is now in favor of NYU, about 1.3k because of the couple of kills that they've picked up. They did lose the dragon, but you're hoping if you're NYU that you can kind of build this gold lead up enough in the next 5 minutes to prevent Tufts from really getting any future dragons in this game. Morn was actually at a level disadvantage compared to Microfoil, so he actually had which makes the Smite fight even more impressive, the fact that he won it out there.
Yeah. And Argentine Import is fully out Renekton again. Really good job of knowing his damage and forcing this Renekton out.
Yeah, he's gonna pop the ultimate, but the rage is here. The stun is gonna lock him into the wall. Morn will pick up his 5th kill of the game. And a really great setup here on the top side for Tufts. They might be in a bit of trouble though. Microfoil and Sable are here. They're gonna both jump over the wall onto the kitty. They're gonna lock him up, take him down. One more kill going over to the Jumbos. I mean, sorry, going over to the Lilac is 1 for 1.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Tufts is fine with this. Like, they're trading 1 for 1 overall, and the mid lane had to roam in and is having that entire wave crash in while Warren gets to catch that lane to the top. So.
Yep, at the end of the day, both top laners fell. Iron Spike Whip in inventory for Argentine Import, though. Very interesting build. I think we're going to see our Gore Drinker as well with that Phage already purchased. This is not something you see every day from the Gnar.
I think Gnar has the ability to take a ton of items. I've been watching a lot of LPL recently, and I've seen everything from the the name is evading me again. The Sheen item that does max health damage on the Sheen proc.
The Sunderer.
Sunderer, yeah, Sunderer. I've seen Gore Drinker. I've seen the other whip item.
There's so many options, I guess, for this Gnar. Interesting, though, Gore Drinker also picked up from Celestial Sable on the Assassin Talon. Wants the extra healing. Might not be able to heal this out, though. Morin's going to jump in, get the Z-Drive Resonance. Justice Punch is going to get flashed away from Sable.
Yeah, I think the Gore Drinker is something I've actually seen a lot on AD Assassins recently as, oh wait, Argentine Import gets the ulti.
Oh, the stun from Argentine will barely miss onto Mega Oopla, but that doesn't mean the damage isn't there. Dominus already popped means that Mega Oopla is still alive, but only at a couple hundred HP. Is going to be forced to back away, take that reset, and Gnar is going to get a lot of damage onto this tower potentially. Plates have already taken down. It looks like instead he's going to try and go for the wards. He's going to try and clear out some vision on the map instead of really going for a lot of damage on the tower. It looks like he's going to go back to the map.
Yeah, and with the dragon still mid 20 away, this Rift Herald is like the next objective that can really be fought over. So I liked the prioritization of clearing out that vision.
Microfoil's going in for an engage onto Argentine Import. He has the Mega Gnar available, but no ultimate just yet. We'll see if it comes off a cooldown, though. It's going to be close. 3 members of NYU are headed towards this top side. Doesn't look like Argentine Import is going to be in any sort of danger just yet, as Sable and Microfoil will head back down towards the middle lane. Dragon is spawning in less than a minute again, as we saw Morn had that incredible steal on the last time. Looks like Easy Life might be in a bit of trouble, though. The knockup's not going to hit from the slingshot, but there comes the Q. He's going to have a taunt to buy some time with a damage reduction. Going to get away all life for now. Glizzy Goblin has been caught out, though, by the Solar Flare. Constantine is going to get flayed up, though, under the tower. There comes the bullet time. It's going to be a lot of damage. The Ignite is ticking. The heal has already been used, and Mango picks up a kill onto the Leona. It's now a 4v5. Microfoil might have found another pick onto Morn as well. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to take down the Echo just yet. But yeah, so much already going over. Constantine already falls. And it looks like Dragon is now on the table for NYU.
Yeah, and I think the ball lane from NYU is just playing this so well. They've taken 2 ganks already and managed to find a kill in both ones. And it seems like Argentine Import, while Argentine Import is like, you know, 2 levels up, taking tower already, the ball lane for NYU is really where they're going to try to find this victory.
Morn, can you get the steal for the second time? The hook's gonna miss. The Dragon's at 2.5k. Morn has a smite. Microfoil does not. Can he get into the pit? He's going to get in there. There comes the hero's entrance. He steals the Dragon for the second time in a row. Are you kidding me, Morn? 2 steals in a row. 3-man taunt. Killer instinct in. Mango is down. Argentine with the teleport. Another kill onto the Goblin. Foil is under attack. There comes the blob. No defense available for NYU. They lose 3 straight, and Morn with his second steal of the game.
Yeah, I think that was just a terrible fight from NYU, like all around.
And they're going in more.
This is the second time this series.
Yeah, Mega Oopla goes down. Now 4 dead. They're going to take down the tower as well. And another Dragon potentially going over that soul point for Tufts right there.
And this is the second time this series we've seen NYU take an objective fight that they were not prepared to take and like didn't want to be around in the first place. There was no smite on Microfoil like you were saying. It was a very easy steal for Morn, and Argentine Import had the TP, was able to TP on the backline. Really good ultimate from Jiansu to get on the backline, assassinate that like 1 HP Thresh, and you know, force that MF into the Gnar, who was waiting to easily pick her up. And very good team fight pickup for the side of Tufts. Morin has decided to itemize for a little more tankiness, which will mean he's a little low on damage as there's no Lich Bane yet, but with the Zondas plus Tabai, he will be very tanky.
Yeah, virtually unkillable now for Morin. So much armor against almost entirely physical damage team for NYU. We're going to see some compensation here. Microfoil is building towards that demonic embrace on the Zac to try and incentivize any members of Tufts to try and build some MR. Ghostly Goblin's going to pick up that tower though, the first of the game for NYU. Now at a 3-1 tower lead, 3-0 dragon lead, 2k gold lead, going over to the Jumbos for now. And it looks like Baron is now available on the table. Doesn't look like either team is going to really heavily contest it though. Gonna probably just be some more farming for the next objective.
Yeah, and again, like this Baron is going to be the next objective, so see who can like get vision around it. But I think because these teams are so even and have the ability to like do so much around that chokehold, that like entrance to the Baron, there's not going to be a ton of sneaking or baiting around that right now. However, Tufts is moving up into the topside jungle, trying to place their wards and force the vision out.
Morin's going aggressive because Argentine is there to help him out. No blobs from Microfoil means he might be a bit of an easy target. The Killer Instinct is in from Jansu to pick up his third kill of the game. 21 minutes in, and it looks like Tufts is going to be going for this inner turret in the top side. 4v5 now for the Jumbos.
And here we can see that dive cog really shine. The Gnar jumping in, getting the ulti into the chain CC with the Echo W, and the Kaisa ulting back in to finish it up.
Double taunt landing for easy life. Looks like it's just going to be some zoning though to get them away from the tower. Red turret has been destroyed. Their fourth of the game for the Jumbos as they are going to pass it back down, try and peel off, maybe get some items.
Yeah, and they're obviously just gonna take that. They got a free kill right there. They got a tower and
Argentine's in. The 3-man stun into the wall. That's gonna be Tasty Mango almost immediately taken down, but he ends up staying alive just for a little bit longer. The bullet time has already been used, gonna take down Easy Life. Mango is already dead. Is already picking up a kill onto the Galio, but so down goes Sable. Jansu is in, but he gets taken down after a 1-for-1. This is a crazy fight going back and forth. That's going to be another kill going over to the Jumbos. They're now at the 3v2. Morin is still alive, going to use his Zhonya's to buy some time, going to prevent the damage from the Q to take him down, and that's going to be Oopla also falling. A 4-for-2 for the Jumbos. They're going to potentially even look for the inhibitor here as they are going to continuously push down the NYU base.
And Dragon's up in 50 seconds. If they get this hit, they could probably turn straight onto that Dragon.
The ultimate combo barely misses onto Glizzy Goblin, but the Wallop is there as well. Morin has a Chrono Break. He's going to have to use it to get out safely. Doesn't end up getting a kill onto Glizzy Goblin. But now that NYU has responded, Tasty Mango is potentially looking to engage. Going to have to back out for now.
Yeah, there we can see a little bit of Morin's damage lacking a tiny bit. Itemizing for a little bit of that tankiness to survive through that entire fight, but trade-off is he's not able to one-tap that misfortune.
Sable. Sable's looking for Morin. Argentine import is here. He has the rage built up. No ultimate just yet. Looks like he's nearing that rage as the dragon has spawned. This has been the fourth dragon potentially available for Tufts if they can pick it up. Microfoil is here. Has a smite in a couple of seconds. Can he get into the pit in time? Morin has parallel convergence, gonna buy some time with the shield, but not a lot of health on the Echo if they get in. But there's no entrance available for NYU as Tufts secures the soul.
Can we please talk about how low cooldown that Gnar ulti is? I'm pretty sure Gnar's ulti 3 times and they haven't even like reset once during those like series of fights. And Gnar had ulti every single time. That is really low cooldown. I really liked the attempt from that fight from NYU. The bullet time zoned a lot of people off, but because Celestial Sable was on the bottom side of that fight, it was very easy for them to just turn on him instead, and they weren't able to get so much value on that bullet time. Also, Echo, having so much armor, was able to survive for longer. While he wasn't able to dish out as much damage as he might have been able to with that Lich Bane, he was able to, you know, just soak up all that physical damage.
Yeah, and Sable hasn't... I feel like he hasn't really been able to do that much in this game. I mean, he hasn't had too many roams that have been successful. Has the 1, 2, and 5 scoreline, But yeah, definitely has not been as impactful as you would want this talent to be. Not at the point where you can just go in and one-shot anybody. Going for a bit more of a bruiser playstyle because of it, due to all the armor. Probably going to be going towards that Black Cleaver for the second item. So no lethality actually purchased so far from Celestial Sable, which means that he's going to have a harder time attacking some of these carries like Jansu, like Morn.
Yeah, and that Gnar is so fast. Look at how fast that little dude is going around. He has dead hands plus the W passive, and it seems like they found easy life in the top.
The Justice Punch will knock up Celestial Sable. No way to escape potentially for easy life, but the re-engage is here. The bullet time might wipe down Jansu. He has the heal. He has the killer instinct. So much shields from the locket. Microfoil is going in, but not enough damage from that. Demonic Embrace going to pop the blobs. Here comes Argentine Import. He's here on the flank. Morn has the Zonies, but he has the ultimate available. Going to jump back in. Microfoil goes down. Easy Life is going to pick it up, but so down goes the Echo. Argentine Import is in the middle of the team, but Easy Life might be the target and a nice wall up. Going in from Argentine Import. Mega Oopla is going to find his way onto Jansu and shut him down. But now that the Gnar is mini, going to be hard for him to do that much. He's going to get one kill onto Mango. Not going to be able to get a second, though. It's going to be a team fight win for NYU. It's going to be 3 for 2. For the Lilac, Varren is on the table, but there's minions in the base. You can't go for that.
Yeah, I think this is where we see a little bit of the problem with the Echo build. Like, yeah, he was able to be tanky for so long, but he lost a lot of his pseudo tankiness just because of that ignite taking on him. His ulti gave him like 5 HP, you know, like it really wasn't helping him survive that much longer. And because like the fight started off with like Easy Life just getting picked and using a lot of his tools just to stay alive, they didn't have the ability to like re-engage that fight with a ton more damage, especially because Jansu was just getting picked off by the Zac MF combo.
Yeah, and nice job from Blizzard Goblin. Had a really nice positioning there for that ultimate. Really burned down a lot of members of Tufts and ended up giving them that slight team fight win. Gold lead is still in Tufts' favor because of those 6 towers that they have picked up. It's going to be still, the comeback is available for NYU if they can potentially go for it. But we're headed into the 28-minute mark. Elder Dragon is spawning in 2 minutes. Baron is still on the table. Looks like they're all positioning around the top side objectives. And it's going to be an interesting scenario to see if anyone gets caught out. As I say that, Argentine Import has been spotted out by Mango. But it looks like the Zac is actually going to get one shot. The Demonic Embrace means you have no resistances to save yourself there. He goes down as a 4v5. Argentine Import's going to jump in, stun him up into the wall. Mega Oopla is nearly going to fall. Bullet Time's not going to land on as many people as we saw in the last fight there for Goblin. Mango is now the next target. He's going to get taken down by Morn. Jansu's going to fall under the tower though. Sable is big into the enemy team. He has a lot of healing. So does Oopla. Argentine Import is diving the fountain now. He's going to pick up another kill. Has the Gore Drinker to heal himself up. For now, it's Tufts dancing in the middle of the NYU base. Oopla is going to try and jump in. Get a stun onto Easy Life. But it looks like NYU is not going to try and follow him up. That's going to be another team fight. It's going to be going in Tufts' favor this time. Again, 3 for 2.
Yeah, and pretty good fight from Tufts, but they are not able to close it out just yet as Blizzard Goblin and Mega Oopla can, you know, hold off because they're both relatively strong. Mega Oopla being able to tank enough for Blizzard Goblin to apply a lot of DPS. And Morn is still not at that stage where he can just one-tap Blizzard Goblin, so he really needs supporting damage from the entire team to win the team fight.
29 minutes into this game, Tufts has that 3,000 gold lead. Has shrunk a little bit, but it looks like NYU definitely still in position to win this game. It's going to be Dragon, spawning in 40 seconds. And it looks like NYU actually currently has the inner hand onto this objective. This would be kind of the pathway for them to get back into this game. If they can take down the Elder, they can win a couple of fights, go to Baron. This could be the turn potentially available for NYU. Argentine Import has found out Tasty Mango. Gonna chunk him down to about half HP. Not gonna be super impactful, but the thing that will be impactful is the Mega Gnar has already been unleashed. It's going to be a while until Argentine Import really gets that back, and that's kind of where a lot of teamfight presence is available for Argentine Import. He's going to have to use a Gnar soon, and he's going to do it only sending Sable back, not actually going to be able to get a huge knock up there. It's going to be back up the next time that Mega is available, though. The only question is, when is that going to happen? The Elder Dragon has spawned. Upla's going to dash over the wall, have the Dominus available, and it looks like he's going to get chunked out pretty low. They're going to knock up Argentine Import. The South American might be in a bit of trouble. There comes the Hero's entrance, going to knock up a lot of members here onto NYU. Microfoil goes down, so does Mango, and Tufts is winning this fight hard. Sable is going to get taunted up and shut down, and so is Upla. Goblin's the only one left, but the Mega Gnar has already been unleashed. The Wallop is there. The autos are there. The BM is there. Shutdown is there. That's going to be Argentine Import getting the ace, and another clean team fight win for the Jumbos. It's a 5-for-1. Argentine Import is teleporting under the base. He might get executed by the final shot. He does, but does it even matter? A big misplay from Argentine might have prevented Tufts from ending the game just yet, but it looks like 3 members of the Jumbos are still going onto the base. The death timers are slowly ticking. 5 seconds now onto Microfoil. Mango is already available. The first Nexus Tower has already taken down. They're going to try and get a kill onto Mango, and they will. But now with the rest of the team spawning, Tufts is not going to be able to finish off the game. They're going to head back and potentially look for that Elder Dragon.
Yeah, the pings are already coming down for that Elder Dragon, but the entire team of NYU is coming up, and Argentine Imports 16 seconds on that. I think that fight started off really good for NYU. I think Argentine Import actually made a mistake with charging his whatever his resources, his Fury or whatever turns him into Mega Gnar super early, because that means that once Elder spawned, he was already in the recharging mode, which means that he wasn't able to like have that like massive team fight presence that he was able to get like once he has his ultimate. That forced him to like blow his ulti like super early and allowed NYU to find a slightly favorable fight. However, they were able to turn it in the end. Really good job with Jiansu kiting out that Zac, dishing out a ton of damage and being able to stay alive during that fight, so they were able to win it out. Glizzy Goblin was able to win the 1v1 against Morn in the top side, but
another fight around the Elder Dragon. A huge bullet time. Goblin is left untouched. A lot of red is all over the map here. NYU has picked up 3 straight kills. They're going to pick up the Elder Dragon, and that is the power of the misfortune. Elder Dragon has been secured. 32 minutes into this game, Easy Life and Constantine are the only ones left alive for the Jumbos. It's going to be potentially the Baron started up for NYU, but take a look at Easy Life. He is going towards the base. He's going to recall right around there, not going to try and go for a backdoor. That would have been hard if you're Galio. Baron has been started up and likely going to be taken down by NYU Lilac, and somehow they come back, they take the Elder Dragon, they win the fight, they get the Baron, and they're right back in this game.
Yeah, and the Zac was just, again, Zac MF combo was just so much damage. With the Cleaver completed with the Lord Dominix, all that armor doesn't really do much, and while Morn has that Lich Bane completed, he was just sitting there getting chain CC. I don't even know if he got his ultimate off that fight.
Yeah, he ended up falling really early there in that fight, got stunned up by the Zac, did not have enough health and resistances to get out of that without popping the ulti, ended up falling. And now it's NYU charging down the middle lane. They have the Elder Dragon, they have the Baron, they're only down about 1,000 gold. NYU, again, you can't fight this team right now when they have this burn on them. The execute will just wipe out your team if you're Tufts. You're going to have to just let them go down the mid, go down into the, take down some of these turrets, wait for the Elder buff to try and despawn. And right now, it's looking like NYU's getting whatever they want. They finally take a gold lead.
Yeah, and while they're taking all these towers, there's still only 1 Nexus Tower standing for NYU, so there is still like a win condition for Tufts.
They're still marching down mid though. NYU is going to try and end this game on this Baron push. They have the Elder for a little bit longer. It's going to time out rather shortly, but not just yet. They still have that aspect of the Dragon available to them. Argentine Import has the Mega Gnar, not going to be able to use that Gnar just yet into any walls here, into their own base. NYU is going to continue to push down these waves. The Elder Dragon is going to be alive for a couple more minion waves. The Nexus Towers are under attack, and Tufts is going to have to make a move really soon. They're going in onto Glizzy Goblin. It's going to be this another Nexus Tower going down. Flash out from Morn. It's going to be Sable being locked up and potentially taken down. Microfoil is still alive somehow, and they end up trading 2 for 2 so far. Argentine Import is here. The Elder Dragon buff has despawned a 3-man Gnar into the inhibitor of all places. Will mean that the signal for Tufts to go in. They get 2 kills, a triple for Jansu, but he ends up falling to Mega Oopla. This is now a 2v1. Nectin is going to try and do his darndest to get out of this situation safely. Argentine Import here on the Gnar with that huge play. Going to finish off the kill with a couple of autos and an ace for Tufts. They're not going to be able to end the game, but they definitely save it for themselves. What a play there from Argentine Import, all the way into the inhibitor, finding that perfect angle to land that Gnar, and they end up saving the game. Dragon, none of the objectives are really available for Tufts just yet, but they have a lot of gold back in their favor. Gold is once again dead even, and Argentine is just doing so much work, showing why this lane swap was worth it.
Yeah, but at the same time, 22 seconds till that reaction is up. There's a ward sitting right there in the middle of Tufts' space and the open Nexus, and I feel like I've seen this story way too many times.
Yeah, this is gonna be super close in this game. We're now at the 36-minute mark, and it looks like a lot of these core items are nearly finished off for a lot of these players. We see Argentine nearing that full build. We see Jansu nearly finishing off that full build, as well as Glizzy Goblin. As we head into these later stages, it's going to be pretty important to see some of these items come in. The levels are starting to reach that level 18 mark, and that's the level. Once these rank 3 ultimates come in, it's going to be super huge.
Yeah, the ADCs on both sides are both very strong. Glizzy Goblin has a little bit of the experience lead with level 17, but still very close. Definitely a lot harder for Tufts now that they had that massive push. They got 5 towers off of that Elder Baron play, and gold is dead even, but there's an open Nexus. So.
NYU is stacking around this dragon pit. The Elder is spawning in about a minute. And now that NYU picked up the first dragon, the first Elder Dragon, the second one is going to be crucial for them to try and contest. Tufts definitely does not want to give that one up. It is nearly damning if you can pick up that second Elder. And so Tufts is definitely going to be going for that objective. NYU is still stacking in this brush, though. They know that Tufts has to come in at some point. They're going to try and get a pick.
Oh, I think they're trying to bait for that control ward. There's just a control ward sitting right there, and they're sitting in the bush next to it.
Oh, he wants it. The nice parallel convergence from Morn. They saw right through the bait.
Yeah, they're not going to fall for that one.
Yeah. And a great job from them. They end up getting out safely. Nice use of the long-range abilities there from the Jumbos to make sure that they don't get caught out right before this big objective spawns. This is going to be the fight that essentially determines the game. Elder Dragon is spawning in about 10 seconds. NYU once again has the inner hand on the objective. The death sentence is going to miss, but they end up stunning up Mango. The fight has begun. Glizzy Goblin is standing back. He has the bullet time available. It's going to melt through everyone, including Jansu. The bot lane for Tufts is already gone. And it looks like Argentine is going to be the third target of the fight. He goes down as well. It's a 5v2. Now, and Morn had the heroics in the game earlier. Can he manage to finish him off? The dragon under attack. Look.
Yeah, they don't need the Elder Dragon here. There's just 5v2 and open Nexus.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna run down the middle lane. My game is lagging out just a little bit, so I can't really see what's going on. But they're on the Nexus. It looks like it's open. Morn is here, and so is Easy Life. They're gonna try and get the damage, but the Echo goes down. And Easy Life is soon to follow. The Zanyas will keep him golden for a little bit. He's going to stay golden, but the Nexus explodes, and NYU turn it around and take the game 3.
Yeah, overall unlucky for Tufts, but a really, really exciting match. Very good, very fun games to watch. Very close, and NYU end up sneaking out with the victory.
Yeah, heartbreaking loss there for Tufts. They had the victory in their hands nearly. An Argentine Import, it seemed like he didn't realize that the tower was aggroed onto him as he made that teleport, ended up killing him, executing him, and if he had that extra mana advantage, he might have been able to end the game there. not what you wanted to see out of this game. A nice showing though from the Jumbos as they fall in the standings a little bit there. NYU will pick up another victory in that game, in the standings. Sorry, but yeah, definitely for Tufts, a series you want to look back on. You had some mistakes, but you just got to keep moving forward and keep potentially looking for some wins.
Yeah. Definitely a very sad game, but there was a lot of promise shown from Tufts, and I'm excited to see how they can come back next week.
Yep, and it looks like I think we'll be here tomorrow. This is the Super Week here at the CSL. We're going to see lots of games going back and forth. And the Jumbos are going to have a quick turnaround to try and get that next victory here in the CSL. But that is going to be it for us here on the JumboCast broadcast. Adi, is there anything you want to say before we close the show out?
No. Thanks for the watch. Different today. We see Twitch instead of YouTube. Nice to see us all talking in the comment section, and yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
That's it. That's going to be it for us here on the JumboCast broadcast. Tough loss here for the Jumbos as they fall 2-1 to NYU Lilac. But we'll see if that can turn around tomorrow. We'll see you all then. It's going to be tough taking on another opponent here in the CSL. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow.